Good afternoon, Crawdads fans, and welcome into the broadcast booth of the #1 seed in the CCL North, Walnut Creek Crawdads. Alongside Charlie Limoncelli, my name's Harry Setrakian. Alongside us, our producer is Jack Brooks, ready to take you through the CCL North Championship on today's special edition of Crawdads Baseball. Today's post-game show is brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who's playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek. And Charlie, today's pregame show, we'll begin it with a bit of a regular season rundown, a look back at the past to see what has landed the Crawdads in this #1 spot in the CCL North, therefore getting the bye. There, the Crawdads didn't have to play yesterday against either Sonoma or San Luis Obispo, and, well, it feels like a lot of it was thanks to some streaky moments for the Crawdads. Right now, riding a 7-game win streak coming into the playoffs, but of course a 13-game win streak, a new franchise record at one point, put them kind of over the top, and also Slow's closeness to the South helped out maybe a little bit, playing some tougher competition throughout the year, so picking up some extra losses. But hey, the Crawdads have been excellent all year, of course. No wonder why they've landed in this #1 spot.
Absolutely, Harry. This has been a banner year for Walnut Creek. 17-5 at home, 11-5 on the road, 28 wins in conference play, 30 wins on the entire season, including the non-con games. This is a Crawdad team that went 23-15 in the CCL and 24-18 last year, and the year-over-year improvement has been unreal, Harry, and it's been in all aspects for Walnut Creek. They're up to a 270 batting average as a team, 374 on base as a team, and slugging 399, which is third best in the CCL. They lead the league second in the league in extra base hits with 106. They're second in home runs with 30. They've mashed all year long, but also the pitching staff has just been so fantastic. At the moment, 6th in the league in ERA, 4.06 as a team. Their whip is just 1.4 on the year. I mean, this is a team that's done it in every phase. The hits, they're a power-heavy team, but also a team that just puts the ball in play. They work walks. They can hit for contact as well. There are some really key guys who are super good at doing that. And the pitching has just been locked down when they've really needed it. I mean, this is a staff that, at its best, is in the upper echelons of the CCL North. Rivals that of San Luis Obispo, and now helps the Crawdads that the Blues are out of this playoff structure this season.
Certainly.
For sure.
Taking them out, though, the opponent, the Sonoma Stompers, who have made it back to the CCL North Championship. Second time they've made it there, and, well, in the 2 years that they've been in this division. So the Stompers trying to reign strong once again, last year's North champs after walking off the Crawdads. But back on the Crawdads, I feel like the most important thing to point out in this season, and the thing that's been most impressive to me, is the ability to fill roster spots that are lost. You think about the beginning of the season, Peyton Rolls, a guy who had almost stole 15 bases, and he played the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season?
He played 13 games.
Yeah, 13 games, stole a base, in almost one stolen base per game at that rate, and was leading the team until just recently, till Kevin Parker Jr. passed him, and is now working his own lead out there. But, man, I mean, the ability to fill the roles of him and TJ Woodson, who went out a bit more recently, but guys like Aiden Robles coming in, Lucas Carlisle, middle infield depth has been really outstanding. Then in the outfield, too, you have a guy like Bryden Bull, who's been a little bit banged up. Might see him in the postseason, but Shane Aldridge has done a nice job out in center field. And Joe Coupland came on. Now he's playing in the outfield pretty consistently. Dylan Pettis was lost, so he's kind of another guy who's been needed to fill in for. And, well, it feels like every single one of these fill-ins, you can't even call them a fill-in, really, because they've been playing just as strong.
Absolutely. They become starters, and that's the next man up mentality that you have to have in summer ball in order to have success. That's what Walnut Creek lacked a little bit. They were just so thin at the end of last year, especially on the offensive end. This year, this is a much deeper team for manager Brent Cummings, and it's shown already. They've survived two really great Division I players that they ended up losing midseason in Rolls and Woodson, and Carlisle and Robles have stepped up fantastically. They've done a really magnificent job replacing the production. Even Shane Aldridge and Joe Coupland just combining to replace the defensive and offensive production that Bryden Bull was providing out in center field. And, it's great for Walnut Creek that he's, potentially back and ready to go for this playoff push. But, I mean, you know, it's just been a fantastic year for Walnut Creek, and it's not even over. This is a team very reminiscent of that 2024 team that almost won the whole thing. They made it to the CCL State Championship. They got swept in 2 games against a dominant Conejo Oaks team that ended up repeating as champions the next year. But right in front of you, got to take care of Sonoma. This is a dangerous Stompers team. They're gritty. What a win they had last night. They went into extra innings, top of the 10th, 0-0 ball game. No ghost runner this year, which Crawdad fans you can rejoice about.
That's how it should be.
Ben Sebastiani leadoff double. Then they ultimately, Bryce Nyala hit a line drive single into right, scored him the other way. Bases loaded. Ultimately, the Stompers stranded the bases loaded with 1 out. Couldn't get any more across, but that's all they needed. Devin Laginto, over a 3-inning save, 3 2/3 he went in order to secure the victory at the end for Sonoma. I mean, this is a team in Sonoma that pitches really well, and they've had timely hitting all season long. So it's going to be a fantastic clash of titans in a rematch of last year's championship in the North.
Yeah, and on Brent Cummings, seeking his first ever CCL championship. But going back a bit towards the maybe record-setting moments, big-time milestone moments of the season, Brent Cummings collected his 150th win as a Crawdad head coach. That was on July 7th. The win over Menlo Park marked number 150 for Brant, and as well as that, Ryan Ellis this season, on top of a couple of cool things, he became the all-time Crawdad RBI leader, standalone over Ryan Brome. He's got 85, and also became the first Crawdad to ever get his number retired. That was on before the final home game back on Sunday. So just some really awesome moments this season, and it feels like a season that really, I mean, culminating obviously in at least a CCL North championship would be just the cherry on top. And then you say, hey, show what you can do against the South champ if you can get past the Sonoma team today. But hey, it's a Sonoma team that's going to come in hungry. They just took down, again, probably the team that is best in the CCL North, although the 2 seeds, Slow Blues, went down 1-0 in those 10 innings that you talked about, Charlie. And Slow, a team that the Crawdads had faced 4 times and had not beat 3 of those coming at home. It would have been them here today if they were able to win, but instead it's the Stompers, who the Crawdads do have 7 wins against. But Sonoma is one of the few teams that can claim, hey, we've beat the Crawdads at all, but more than that, we've beat them twice. So it is going to be a very important matchup. Don't let it, slip from your mind. You maybe think that they were perhaps prepping to play slow, but now, hey, you're against Sonoma, a team you've played a lot, and there's no more dangerous team than a team that has played one team so many times, you feel.
Absolutely. This is a game. This is a playoff game, Harry, and in the playoffs, you got to wipe the regular season. Does not matter at all. The only thing that matters is the pitch that's right in front of you and what you can do against it. So for Walnut Creek and for Sonoma, the objective right now, forget the past. You're focusing on what's happening on the field. How can you win? We'll get into how the Crawdads can win on the other side of our pregame show, but I think, I just want to touch on how this is such a complete roster for Walnut Creek in terms of it's very young, but also it's anchored by some really awesome veteran presences.
Surely.
I mean, we talked about Ryan Ellis getting his number retired. Well-deserved. The best Crawdad in history, period, point blank, is Ryan Ellis. But joining him, one of the 2 most accomplished pitchers in Walnut Creek history, and Noah Zirkle and Ryan Delaney. I mean, the veteran leadership for this team is impeccable. Then you get a couple of second-year Crawdads like Edward Said, Joe Coupland, and Brandon Clisby to really bring it all together and mesh this team. Those are your leaders, and then you've also got natural leaders like Riley Winchell behind the dish and just so much talent that are in only their second or third year of playing in college.
Well, Crawdads looking for some vengeance from last year's CCL North walk-off loss at Sonoma. They have a chance to mediate that just a little bit. We'll preview the game ahead. Crawdads in Sonoma in the CCL North Championship. Pre-game show will continue after this short break. Back on the Up the Creek Records, Walnut Creek Crawdads pregame show. I'm Harry Setrakian. He's Charlie Limoncelli. And let's take a look at the keys to the game. Game number 10 against the Sonoma Stompers. No bigger than this. Single elimination CCL North Championship. First key of the game going to be to put the ball in play for the Walnut Creek offense. Good things have come when they've done that against Sonoma. Sonoma has committed 33 errors in 9 games against the Crawdads. That's over 3 errors a game and almost 4. While only committing 48 errors in all of their 35 contests. So that's under 2 errors a game against all other opponents, but just about 4 against the Crawdads this year. And it's been super pivotal when Sonoma has made errors coming out of their ears like that against the Crawdads. And it feels like they've just spotted Walnut Creek runs. So The way to do that, keep putting the ball in play.
Yeah, very much so. And this is a Crawdad team that hits the ball hard, and when they do that, good things happen. Either you're going to get extra base knocks, or you're going to hit hard hit singles, and that's the way that the Crawdads get on board the best, is putting the ball in play because they hit it hard. And even further, it makes it even tougher on the defense, especially when you're playing on real dirt and real grass. Sonoma's really struggled, especially at home at Arnold Field, but they've also had their fair share of errors here at Monte Vista High School. So the Crawdads just got to put the ball in play and force Sonoma to make good plays, which to this point in the season, at least especially against Walnut Creek, they've struggled doing that.
81 errors, second most in the entire CCL. Next key is to take advantage of fresher pitching. Crawdads, of course, had the bye, did not have to play yesterday. Sonoma did only use 3 pitchers in 10 innings, but some of their best. Max Mazinter went 5 innings off the start, only allowed at 1 hit. And all these pitchers only allowed 1 hit. Aiden Tinsley, 1 1/3, and then Devin Laginto to close things out, got the win, 3 2/3 of 1 hit, 6 strikeout ball. They totaled 14 Ks as a staff, so impressive stuff that they only had to use 3. But that said, again, it is 3 of their best, and the Crawdads are fully fresh going into today.
Absolutely. The extra day of rest for Walnut Creek is huge. They have not played in 2 days, so this is a fresh, healthy team that's going to be feeling themselves, and also an untaxed bullpen. Pretty much everybody is available for Walnut Creek. They can go to their best guys out of the pen, which is what Sonoma was able to do yesterday. Now they've got to go to their B team. Matthew Schallberger's had a really good season. The question marks after that become in the bullpen. So if the Crawdads can't get to Schallberger, they just need to wait him out and wait until they get to the Sonoma bullpen, which they've had a ton of success against.
Next would be to score first. Crawdads 4-0 against Sonoma when they've scored first this year. 3-2 when they've allowed Sonoma to score first. So still a decent record, but I mean, you take the common denominator, 2 out of the 2 losses that the Crawdads have against Sonoma have come when the Stompers score first. So try and get that out of the way, get that early run going, and just build off of that. Have a consistent offense. Then number 4, to make Sonoma swing. It's a team that's going to work you down to the bone. Most walks in the CCL with 271, but that being said, they've also struck out the most 427 times, Charlie. That's just about 200 or 150 more strikeouts than the Crawdads offense has. So if you put the ball in the zone, make them swing. You can't let them take like they did last time they played here and got the win, 9-7. Crawdads walked 12 different Stompers. So they just put the ball in the zone. It feels like it gives them a pretty good chance.
Absolutely, and the Crawdads are going to their A bullpen, and this is a bunch of guys that throw strikes really well, especially Jeremy Jones, arguably one of the best strike pumpers in the Walnut Creek pitching staff, and Jones has been electric as a starter. That's been his calling card. He puts it in the zone. He forces you to either make contact with it or swing and a miss. He's a perfect guy to have going against Sonoma, but he's got to continue being his dominant version of himself and firing that fastball in, letting everything else play off of it.
Then finally, number 5, to keep those darn Sebastiani cousins in check. The legendary Sebastiani dynasty in Sonoma goes past just the wine industry, but also to the baseball industry.
Yeah.
The Sebastiani brothers have been a thorn in the Crawdads side. Nick Sebastiani, of course, in the playoffs last year, walking off the Crawdads, and this year, Ben Sebastiani, the other cousin, has been kind of tearing up the Crawdads, and he's in the lineup today. Nick is not, but never, puts him out of the picture for a pinch hit opportunity, perhaps.
Yeah, you never know. But Ben was arguably one of the heroes last night for Sonoma. He had a leadoff double in the top of the 10th. That got him to second base, allowed the rest of his team to kind of keep the bats going behind him. He later scored the only run in that game against San Luis Obispo. He's swinging a really hot bat, and he's been dangerous against the Crawdads. So Walnut Creek's got to get it going.
Well, the Crawdads beginning to take the field, meaning the anthem's up next. And for you on the Crawdad Streaming Network, that means the CCL North Championship first pitch and lineups is next here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Don't go anywhere. Today's first pitch, time and temperature, brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919, 79 degrees and playoff weather here at Monte Vista High School. First pitch scheduled for 4 p.m. Going to be right on time today, looks like. And taking a look at today's starting pitcher matchup, sponsored by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. For the Crawdads, it's Jeremy Jones, the trusty veteran right-hander who's going to live in the strike zone.
Yep.
Really just been an absolute workhorse for the Crawdads, and he's on a bit shorter rest than usual, but Charlie, one of the best strike throwers for this Crawdad team, and that's important when you're facing a team that's able to walk.
Absolutely, and he's got a big pitch mix. Usually he'll pump in the four-seamer, the curveball, also features a slider, cutter, and a changeup. You never know what he's going to go to. They all locate really well for strikes. It's going to be a heavy dose of the fastball. Tops out at about 91, is going to sit 88. It's been tough for hitters to catch up to all season long.
Really likes to mix in both of those breaking balls, the slider and the curveball, and the defense behind Jones looks just like this. In the outfield from left to right, what's kind of what we've seen a little bit more recently, Daniel Pulasic, Shane Aldridge, and Joe Coupland. With the infield on the left side, it's Robles and Parker Jr., and up the middle with Parker Jr., Elijah Ramos. Then on the other corner from Robles is Barrett Ronson. At first, Riley Winchell, the excellent defensive catcher, will be doing the catching for Jeremy Jones, who faces a Stompers lineup that starts with Chase Taylor in center field, Wesley Bass in right, and Hunter Carlson, the catcher, due up here in the top of the first. CCL North Championship hosted here at Monte Vista High School in Danville, California, 2026. Just about ready to get underway. The righty Jones against the lefty Taylor. First pitch taken for strike one, 4 p.m. We start right on time.
Beautiful. Right at 4 o'clock. Love that. Well executed strike from Jeremy Jones as well.
87 miles per hour. The next pitch, up and away, taking a ball and a strike. Chase Taylor, who possesses all of the ability to work a walk. 10 walks against the Crawdads so far this season in 8 games played. A 1-1 pitch is slapped at foul, so now falls behind 1-2, but 2-strike count to Chase Taylor is almost like a 2-ball count to any other hitter, it feels like.
Pretty much. So if you're Jones, you got to keep living in the zone. Gone a couple of fastballs here. Good time to maybe break a changeup here.
1-2. Jones, center of the rubber. The pitch, a breaking ball taken down below the knees for ball 2. Exactly what we're talking about there. I mean, Taylor, he's not going to chase. He's going to take his walks, take the close pitches when it gets to 2 strikes. Interesting to see what Jones goes with here. 2-2. Another breaking ball, taken again down low, same spot. So it runs it full to start the game after these 3. Tino Vassell batting 4th, Mike Jones 5th, and Misael Yodiapero bats 6th. Ben Sebastiani, Anthony Shepler, Bryson Ayala go 7, 8, 9. 3-2, payoff pitch. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Jones starts the game off by catching Taylor looking. 1 up and 1 down.
Well-placed pitch, even better frame execution from Riley Winchell. Just as soon as he catches it, moves his glove up, hits the bottom of the zone, and gets the umpire to give him a strike. Whew, beautiful.
That's what Riley Winchell will give you back there. I mentioned the really good defense. That's essentially why Brent Cummings cited that he would be the guy starting behind the plate. Excellent defense can steal you a strike, can eliminate a runner trying to steal second.
Plus, he's got power.
Now Wesley Bass, the righty, goes after the first pitch, bounces it foul towards third. Down, no balls and 1 strike.
Looked like a little bit more of a cutter there from Jeremy Jones. He's been mixing that pitch in a lot more lately. Kind of had a bullpen session middle of July, and since then, he's featured it a lot more.
A 1 pitch taken for a strike.
Yes.
Again, kind of like that cutter.
Yeah, exactly. Just goes back to well.
82 miles an hour and getting nice glove side jump off the 4-seamer. Now an 0-2 against the 2-hitter. The pitch hit hard past third over the base for a base hit. Wesley Bass will head around first, heading for second, digging it out of the corner. Pulasic, but by the time he gets it in, Bass is already at second. So a 2-strike double with 1 out. Big time base hit for Wesley Bass, as the Stompers in a bit of business here in the first inning.
Really great piece of hitting. Bass goes well below the strike zone, just digs a cutter out of the, almost to the dirt, kind of in between home plate and the bottom of the zone. He just really golf swings it, able to dribble it right down the line with enough velocity off the bat, 84 miles an hour. if you're Jones, there's nothing you can do about that. That's just a good piece of hitting.
Got it right over the bag, and Robles was maybe about even with the bag in terms of depth, so hard to range over, make a backhand play. Would have had to react on it pretty instantly. As here's now Hunter Carlson, one of the best hitters in this Stomper lineup. Pass jumping off second, the pitch to the lefty. He takes ball one. Breaking ball down below the zone. Jones been going to that early and often.
Yep. But Carlson's not a guy you can really afford to miss too many pitches against. He works so many walks.
13 walks against Walnut Creek this year. 1-0 pitch taken for a strike at the belt. The fastball right down the pipe. Carlson yesterday, 1 for 4, didn't have any walks, did strike out once against San Luis Obispo. And overall on the season, 32 walks, second on the team. Jones looking back to second, now another look. He'll come home with the 1-1, and it's in there for a strike taken by Carlson. Fastball had some zip on it.
Yep, 89 miles an hour there from Jeremy Jones. And how about the confidence he's showing just looking back twice at Bass saying, I know you're there, I don't care, pumps a strike down the middle anyway.
Parker at short, shaded towards the bag, deep in the hole over at second. Ramos. The pitch on a quick windup, and it's taken just outside. Breaking ball backed up, so goes 2-2. And again, so playing the lefty to pull a bit, Ramos, but so deep in the hole that it opens up a potential ability to turn the double play with Parker right on the base. Robles pretty shallow at third. Bass bouncing off second. Jones the 2-2. It's bounced to the right side. Ronson's there. He'll flip to Jones, and Jones races to the bag. That's a 3-1 put out for out number 2. Runner moves to third, and I will correct myself. There was no shot at a double play there. There was no one on first.
Yeah, good point, Harry, but Crawdads will take that, 2 outs. Now you just need one more, and the runner at third won't matter. So got to focus, if you're Jeremy Jones, on how to attack Tino Vassell right now, and Vassell's a guy that one of the kings of the 3 true outcomes here in the CCL North. Strikes out a lot, walks a lot, hits a lot of home runs.
No opponent has struck out more against Walnut Creek. First pitch to the lefty. Vassell takes down below the zone for a ball, 90 miles an hour. First one we've seen today from Jeremy Jones, who's usually working that fastball up in the zone in this outing so far. The breaking balls have been a bit lower, but just a missed spot there. So 1-0. Vassell awaits and takes a strike. Kind of taken all the way. He was open that front shoulder up right towards the pitcher, kind of just watching it in with the open stance. As now he'll get a little closer to the plate. That back left foot right on the inside line of the left-hand batter's box. The 1-1. Taken just outside, ball 2.
Good pitch. Jones really tried to hit the back door against the lefty with the breaker. Not quite there, though.
Bass on third with 2 outs. He had a 1-out double, got over last at bat. Next pitch hit towards short. Ranging over, Parker can't quite handle it, now picks it up. Long throw to first, picked by Ronson. In time, out number 3, run does not score. And with a little help from his friends, Kevin Parker Jr. walks off the field after the 3rd out is recorded. Crawdad lineup coming up. Crawdads lineup ready to go, set by Brant Cummings, the manager as always. Looks like this today. Daniel Pulasic, Aiden Robles, and Ryan Ellis lead things off here in the first inning. a lot of success among those three against Sonoma this season. Then Joe Coupland, Kevin Parker Jr., and Riley Winchell are the middle third. Barrett Ronson, Shane Aldridge, and Elijah Ramos to round things out. A lineup 1 through 9 that is, it's got pop, it's got speed, it's got the chance to send the Crawdads on to the CCL Championship Series. And now, Charlie, over to you.
I think this might actually be the first lineup of the season for Walnut Creek in which every player has hit a home run this season.
Yeah. There you go. Now Barrett Ronson in there.
Not Pulasic. Whoops. That's on me.
Oh, you're right. He's the lone non-home run hitter, but they'll face
8 hitters with a home run this season in the lineup.
A couple of them against Sonoma. They'll face Matthew Schallberger. Danville Chocolates sponsoring the pitcher matchup. He's the Sonoma side of things, and he's a pitcher that the Crawdads have not seen since the very first game of the CCL season. He went 2 2 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, 4 strikeouts, no walks, no runs allowed. So he was excellent against them then, looking to reprise that magic here today in his biggest start of the season for a starter that's just overall been very solid.
Absolutely. And he's got some funk, got that low 3/4 arm slot delivery. The fastball is going to sit around high 80s, 90 it'll top out, but the big pitch for Schallberger is that sweeper. 15 inches of horizontal break. He's able to really spin it against the right-handers. It's difficult, and that's been his punch-out pitch, especially against Walnut Creek last time. He does only throw for 3 pitches, the fastball, the sweeper, and occasionally he'll mix a changeup in there. So for the Crawdads, they have to be patient. Don't bite too much on the breaking ball, sit fastball, and rip it into the gaps.
Crawdads have struggled against pitchers who have the dreadful sweeper. So interesting to see how they attack Schallberger today. Pulasic will lead off. First pitch to him is a fastball on the outside corner, taken for strike 1. You mentioned Pulasic, the lone Crawdad in the lineup without a home run. Also enters today without an extra base hit since the 24th of June. Only 2 on the season, a double and a triple. But has been an elite contact guy anyways. 0-1 pitch, Pulasic slaps it foul down the left field line. So quickly behind 0-2. And 2 fastballs from Schallberger might be awaiting the time to snap off that nasty sweeper.
Yeah, could be right here, but if you're Pulasic, the Crawdads don't need you to hit extra base hits. They need you to just get aboard via the single. That's what you're so good at. Let the rest of the boppers do the damage.
Still hitting .317 in those 16 games since the 24th of June. 0-2. There is the sweeper, but it is way outside, taken by Pulasic.
Yeah, and that's just a break you're going to see on it. I mean, negative 13 inches of horizontal break, so it comes in to a left-hander towards the glove side, which would be away from a right-handed hitter. It's filth.
1-2. Schallberger still well ahead. His next pitch is swung at, hit out towards left field. Mike Jones awaiting to his right a few steps. Will make the catch out number 1 defensively for Sonoma. Mike Jones is out there in left. Chase Taylor in center and Wesley Bass in right field. That duo of Jones and Taylor is really hard to get anything by him. And on the left side of the infield, a bit of a different story. Tino Vassell, Bryson Ayala have seen some struggles against the Crawdads this year with Misael Uriapero at second, Anthony Scheffler at first, and the star catcher Hunter Carlson behind the plate. A defense that, again, has committed 81 errors this season, second most in the CCL. Can't let that hurt them today, or else they're going to have some problems. Crawdad team that loves to put the ball in play. Aiden Robles, one of those guys. His first at-bat against Schallberger. The pitch, fastball taken for a strike.
Really good pitch, 89 miles an hour, dots the low outside corner. I mean, this isn't a fastball that's got a whole lot of movement from Schallberger, but he's pinpoint with it.
That one at 89, right on the outside corner at the knees. 0-1 pitch now from the stretch. Robles pops it up into foul ground in front of third, racing over towards the dugout. Vassell, he'll give it a look as it flies over the fence here at Monte Vista High School, the place that, if the Crawdads would win today, would host the CCL Championship Series. But if Sonoma were to win, those 2 or 3 games would be held in Sonoma. CCL North Champ going to host the title series this year. Crawdads hoping to make it again.
Absolutely,
right
especially a team that plays so well at home.
17-5 at home this season are the Crawdads. Robles trying to get the scoring started. 0-2 count to him with 1 out and nobody on. The pitch, sweeper taken just above the zone. Carlson tried to bring it down, but home plate ump. Ron Adams not buying it. At first, Harvey Maxey. At third, Matt Boulis. That's the umpire crew today. Ball and 2 strikes. Schallberger once again still way ahead. Is 1-2. Sweeper pulled on the ground softly, foul. Holds it 1-2. Robles has done a great job of, in his young Crawdads tenure, staying alive in 2-strike counts, a lot like Chase Taylor for the other side, but maybe a bit more of a tendency to strike out rather than to walk. Only 1 walk to 4 strikeouts, but that's against Sonoma, that is. 1-2 once again. Sweeper poked towards the middle. It'll sneak through into center field. Sometimes all you need is just to roll it right where the middle infielders ain't. Ayala and Uriapieto had a long run. Neither could get it.
Wow, great piece of hitting from Aiden Robles. This is a guy, they always tell you with 2 strikes, choke up on the bat. Robles actually does. He moves his hands up about an inch from the knob of the bat, and that time just controlled the bat head, able to poke it off the end of his bat and dribbled it with the spin up the middle. Now you give Mr. Crawdad a chance to drive in some more runs.
Just continues a rampant bat for Aiden Robles. Got that one off the end, just squirted it up the middle as now Ryan Ellis, Mr. Crawdad. The lefty DH batting third today. First pitch he sees, down and in for a ball is Schallberger. This is the first Crawdad in the order that he actually faced last time that he pitched against Walnut Creek, all the way back on June 5th to start the CCL season. Pulasic and Robles both joining the team a bit later as a throw back to first. Robles dives in safely ahead of the tag from Shepler. The first baseman who throws right and bats left. That is known as the best combo in baseball. You face more righties than you do lefties, and throwing righty allows you to play any position. As another check over there, not in time.
Although perhaps not at first base. First baseman you want generally to throw with the left hand. That way they can stretch a little bit further.
It's, unusual to see that combo at the first base position. Ellis ahead 1-0, fouls it off, a fastball. And he was a bit late on, up in the zone. So goes to 1-1, 1 out. A hit apiece for both the Crawdads and the Stompers. In the bottom of the first inning of the CCL North Championship game, winner goes to play the South Champ. As another quick check over to Robles, picked out of the dirt by Shepler. Winner will play in the CCL Championship against the South Champ. And the loser will go on home.
Either the Academy Barons or the Orange County Riptide, whoever wins that game at 7 p.m. tonight.
So stay tuned for that. 1-1 to Ellis. Bounce towards short, could be 2. Ayala's got it. His feed to second for 1. Uriapieto to first is kind of a lollipop throw. That was not in time, and to throw against his body, so Ellis will reach on the fielder's choice and bring up Joe Kupla and give him a chance in the first inning.
Yeah, dribbler on a pair of hops, Ellis over towards short. Just not exactly the swing you were looking for, but in any case, you still get on. You had an out to play with, and now Joe Kupla, who's on a tear, has a chance to do something for Walnut Creek early in this game.
Kupla, 4 multi-hit games in his last 5 games. 10 for 18, a couple homers, 3 doubles. Most hits, home runs, doubles on the team in that 5-game span. First pitch he sees in the playoffs, he takes for a strike. Fastball from Schallberger landing in there. That's how he's set the tone today, no matter righty, lefty, infield, outfield, DH. That's what he's going with to start the count. Ryan Ellis on first. Not the most base-stealing speed, as he has about a 3-foot lead off of first. 0-1 pitch to Kupla, waits on a sweeper, fouls it away to the right side. Now, no balls, 2 strikes. And all but Ryan Ellis, Schallberger has gotten ahead of these batters 0-2.
Yeah, Crawdads kind of just trying to figure out Schallberger here, first inning of work against him. It's tough, yeah, they'll have to choose to sit on the fastball or the sweeper, and he's been mixing them both well.
Still looking for his first strikeout, though. 0-2. Kupla off the hands and foul. Last second decision to swing. It was a sweeper that was really elevated. Not a good spot when you're facing a guy like Kupla, who has taken that pitch 421 feet to left center before, but wasn't expecting it and just had to fight it off. Almost got buckled.
Yeah, and this is a guy in Kupla who mashes both fastballs and breaking balls. If you leave it middle, look out.
Holds at 0-2 with 2 outs. Ellis on first. Here comes the pitch. Coupland takes a fastball outside, maybe a bit up as well. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, just hard to emphasize enough the impact Joe Coupland has had since returning to the Crawdads this season. Is just tearing the cover off the ball. The multi-hit machine, extra base hit machine. Ellis, a big jump. He'll go. 1-2 is bounced out towards the first base line. No one's covering first. Coupland's going to beat it out. An infield base hit and, excuse me, swing, but that's now both the hits for the Crawdads coming off the bat under 65 miles an hour. First one 63, this one 45, just rolled down the first base line. Had it between Schepler and Schallberger perfectly. No one could get there.
You know, Crawdads will take it, and that's the hustle of Joe Coupland right there. I mean, you know, as a catcher, probably not somebody you expect to have a ton of speed, but he's an athlete, really well-built, muscular, and able to just blow past you, driving the force with the legs, and that's a really well-legged out infield single. Now you give another guy a chance, got to pass the baton.
Infield pulled over to the pull side a bit with 2 outs. Facing Kevin Parker is Schallberger, who fires a fastball down below the zone for ball number 1. So 1 ball count to Kevin Parker Jr., 3 for 22 in 7 games against Sonoma. 7 strikeouts to just 2 walks, but has been cutting down the strikeouts quite a bit recently. Looking for a hard hit ball in play here, trying to score the first run with runners on first and second. 1-0. Pulled softly into left towards the line. It will get down, hooking foul. Just missed it, almost placed it perfectly out there, but certainly was to our left of the chalk line.
Yeah, almost there. I mean, Kevin Parker Jr. missed a double by 6 inches, if that. I mean, perfectly placed ball, and his swings have looked so good lately, Harry. I mean, that one wasn't the hardest hit you're going to see, but he's been mashing it as well. Hasn't had a homer in a little while, but he's hitting the ball regularly, upper 90s exit velocities. Yeah. He's dangerous. He's swung the bat really well all season long, if we're being honest. It's just been whether or not he's been striking out, and right now, he hasn't done that much.
In the month of July, just a strikeout percentage at 12%. Rest of the season before, though, up over 25%, so he's halved it. 1-1 popped up back into the stands to our right for strike number 2. Schallberger gets back ahead of Parker after firing the first pitch ball. So runners on first and second. Coupland on first, Ellis on second. Looking to strand them is Schallberger, who again now is ahead 1-2. Still seeking his first strikeout. No hard contact allowed by him yet. The righty with a high set, checks back to second. Now he'll deliver. Breaking ball fouled back.
He starts out with the fastball a lot. Now 2 straight breaking balls that Kevin Parker Jr. has not been able to time up. I would not be surprised if Schallberger drops another sweeper lower in the zone, tries to get a wave and a miss.
Yeah, think he triples up?
Yeah, I think he probably does right here. It would make more sense to me.
Parker's been out in front of it, and he's been able to locate it on that outside edge pretty regularly so far in this outing. 1-2 pitch to Parker. Fastball breaks the bat off the hands. In comes Uriapetto on the soft pop-up from second, and he'll make the catch. So no hard contact allowed by Matthew Schallberger in the first, but 2 base hits. Crawdads can't bring him home. 0-0. We're through 1 inning. Jeremy Jones back out for his second inning of work after a speckless first inning. Taking a look at what the Crawdads have done this year, pitching-wise against Sonoma in 9 games, a whip under 2, and 42 runs allowed. It's about 5 runs a game, which in the CCL really
That'll play.
isn't too much. It is slightly over their season ERA of 4.08 as a team, so Sonoma's been able to hit them a bit. Taking a look at what Sonoma did last night against San Luis Obispo, it was a poor conversion rate, but a good amount of hits, 8 hits to just the 1 run. They left 10 on and only walked 4 times, and they're in their zone when they're walking a lot. As Mike Jones stands in, and he swings and misses through the fastball from Jeremy Jones. Once again, the Jones versus Jones matchup that we've seen.
Oh, beautiful. We get to see one again.
That was the last time Sonoma was at Monte Vista, which need we forget? I mean, Sonoma won that game.
Yeah, 9-7.
0-1 to Mike Jones, takes strike 2 from Jeremy Jones. So that was a game that Jeremy Jones started. If you look at the numbers, I mean, one of the starts he struggled most in all season, and he went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty phenomenal even in that start.
It's just insane to a nod to what he's done. 0-2, high fastball, fouled up and away, back right over our heads. And yeah, I mean, 5 strikeouts in those 5 innings to just 1 walk, gave up only the 3 hits. If that's your worst start of the year, you're feeling pretty good.
Absolutely, and that's why Jeremy Jones has been so confident. We got him on the mic on Sunday, and he's been ready to attack this game.
Looking to attack Mike Jones, 0-2, taken upstairs for ball number 1. And Mike Jones, who did face Jeremy Jones twice, he grounded into a double play and struck out. So Jeremy winning the battle of the Joneses so far. 1-2. Breaking ball right down the middle, called strike 3. So Mike goes down to 0-3 against Jeremy.
And that's exactly what you were looking for. Drop the hammer. No curveballs in this game yet for Jeremy Jones. First time he dishes it out. It's a strikeout pitch, and that's not surprising at all to me. Beautifully executed. Starts top of the zone, drops all the way to the knees, buckles you. Nothing you can do as a hitter.
To the 4th lefty in this lineup, Misael Uriapero, 4th of 5 total. Stands in, takes ball 1, a fastball up and away. No score, top of the 2nd. Both teams, though, a reasonably long offensive half in the first inning, making both pitchers work. 1-0 to Uriapero, bounce towards the left side. Diving stop, Parker. Long throw to first, pulls Ronson off the bag. Throw might have been in time, but it'll be a base hit in the infield for Uriapero. Now, 3 of the 4 hits in this game have been on the infield, both by the Crawdads, and now 1 of the 2 for Sonoma.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a tough break. You put it right in between both the defenders, left side of the infield. Great diving effort from Parker Jr., but the throw just a bit too strong and, released it a little bit late, so he yanked it.
Stompers fans in attendance to our left, getting their rally cries going. Ben Sebastiani stands in, takes a breaking ball that gets away from Winchell. Uriapero going to move up to 2nd on the wild pitch. So Jones, it's where you want it. Bounced it between the plate and the catcher's mitt. Just had trouble corralling it, did Winchell. And even so, it didn't get too far away from him. Just a good read by Uriapero to move up and set up Ben Sebastiani in a run-scoring spot. The righty Sebastiani carried the game-winning run home yesterday after his leadoff double. The pitch hit back towards the middle. Parker Jr. to his left makes the play at short, and a hard throw to first is in time. As there's out number 2, showing off the range this inning to both sides, Kevin Parker.
Yeah, and, that's the play that you can make defensively for Walnut Creek, and now that single to Uriapero plus the wild pitch don't matter as much because you've got 2 down. All you have to do is attack the hitter at the plate. The runner doesn't really matter as much. But that ball from Sebastiani smoked on the ground, 96 miles an hour off of his bat. Again, we've been telling you, he's swinging the ball really well, hitting it hard.
Good read by Uriapero at 2nd, too. Sort of stood in the way of Parker a bit, but then got back to 2nd. Try and distract. So now here's Anthony Shepler, the first baseman, who takes a breaking ball below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Shepler, 7 games against the Crawdads this season. It's been a struggle, 1 for 10, and if you look at the guy on deck, Bryce and Ayala, combine their numbers, they're just 2 for 34. So 8 and 9 hitters are where the Crawdads want to attack. 1-0 pitch, pulled hard on a line, foul.
And numbers in the regular season don't matter so much in the playoffs here. Every batter's dangerous. You got to get him out. I mean, you're right absolutely in your point that the Crawdads have to attack, and I mean, especially so, just got to throw strikes.
Shepler drove in 17 runs on the season, and you got a run-scoring spot. You cannot look at the regular season stats in the playoffs. 1-0 from Jones, swing and a miss. Shepler came up empty. A big rip. That was 1-1, so now goes to 1-2 after the foul ball. The chase has Jones ahead. Speed and Udiapetto on second. He'll score on a base hit to the outfield. Anthony Shepler, 183 hitter and a 1-2 count. The pitch, taken just off the outside for a ball.
A little bit, some glove side run there from Jeremy Jones. Couldn't quite tell if that was the slider or the cutter either way. Tried to backdoor it top of the zone. Couldn't quite get it there.
Up at 84, maybe the cutter, the bridge pitch to the slider. So maybe where he's going next. 2-2 count. The pitch, breaking ball just off the inside, called for a ball. In on the hands of Shepler, but looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great front door curveball right there, top of the zone. Stuns the hitter, and TrackMan data says probably should have been a strike, so home plate umpire. I think, that's a tough call to make because Shepler's really up in the box.
Yeah, really crowding the plate. Now is a 3-2 count, maybe as a cause of it. The pitch, hit high and deep down the right field line, hooking towards the corner. It is foul. Ooh, man, that was a mistake pitch by Jones. Left a cement mixer, slider, cutter right in the happy zone, high middle. Shepler turned on it, but it's just a strike, so we'll hold that 3-2. That was almost 2-0 Sonoma.
Yeah, that's a pitch that Jones is very happy went foul.
So we'll do it again, 3-2. Jones to Shepler. The pitch is hit on the ground to second. Up with it is Ramos. And the stomper stomps any hopes of a run in the top of the second. 0-0. Jones dances out of a mini jam with 2 outs. Crawdads offense, 6, 7, and 8. Winchell, Ronson, Aldridge due up. For a team that has had some real success against Sonoma here in 2026, 9 games, they've scored 79 runs. Next one will be number 80. And if they can get 9 hits today, they'll be up to 100 on the season. As well as that, have walked 54 times. So around 9 runs a game, looking for their first here in the bottom of the second. As we'll also take a look at what Sonoma's pitching did last night against the San Luis Obispo Blues. It was 14 strikeouts in 10 innings, man. They really did a good job of calming the storm. Only gave up 3 hits, and as well as that, limited the walks as well. Good for a whip. Well under 1 in the 10 innings that Sonoma went into slow and shocked the Blues. A big win to get here to the CCL North Championship today. Face the Crawdads here in Danville. In a 0-0 game so far, Riley Winchell in the 6th spot will bat for the first time, facing Matthew Schallberger, who gave up a couple of hits, left a couple on, though, in the first inning. Looking to match Jeremy Jones with 2 shutout innings. Crawdads trying to break the trend. Riley Winchell, the catcher, headed to Sac State and holding the hands at about the belt. His signature funky stance, first pitch he sees today. He'll watch inside for a ball, fastball just missing.
He's been hotter offensively lately, Harry. I mean, kind of cooled off at the beginning of July, but This is a guy that hits for power, 4 bombs on the season, has brought his average up to 266. He's dangerous.
A lot of power in the 6th spot. 1-0 pitch taken outside for ball 2. And I talked about Kevin Parker and how he's cut down on strikeouts. Riley Winchell has had low strikeout numbers all year long, but it's even more remarkable what he's done. First 8 games, he struck out only 5 times, which you'll take, but in his last 16 games, just 2 strikeouts. So excellent at putting the ball in play as a 2-0 count. The pitch is fouled away off to the right side. So still a hitter's count, a good time to continue to attack and try and keep those strikeout numbers as minuscule as they are.
Absolutely, and he's been swinging the bat really level well, hitting hard hit line drives into the outfield just over the infielders' heads. That's all you need right here.
2-1 pitch. He flares out towards left center field. Coming in Jones, he's got a beat on it. He'll reach up and make the catch. So Winchell's first attempt is unsuccessful as he'll hand it off to another righty in Barrett Ronson.
Another righty with plenty of power as well. Ronson hit his first home run last Friday against the San Francisco Seagulls. First home run of this summer, I should say. And just another guy. Singles machine this season. Just rips the ball hard on the line or on the ground.
Been hitting the ball even harder, it feels like, lately. Though maybe not to the batting average success that he might expect from those knocks. First pitch, he takes outside. A fastball once again. I think Schallberger has started every batter with that fastball.
Yeah, he has so far, and mixed results. 4 first pitch balls now.
Behind 1-0 to the powerful Ronson. The pitch, he fouls it on back to the fence. So it goes to 1-1. Ronson, who we talked about, has been hitting the ball hard, just maybe not to the statistical success. 2 for 13, 4 strikeouts in his last 4 games. After probably his best game of the summer, where he went 3 for 4, drove in 2 against Menlo. That was on the 19th of July. So if you look at all that time in a capsule, it's been pretty good. 1-1, breaking ball off the front door, swung and missed.
Oof, that's filthy. I mean, Ronson sat and waited for it, but that's a tough pitch to hit even further inside than the strike zone.
Now behind 1-2, asked to battle against Matthew Schallberger, who's had to work pretty hard here through just 1 1/3. The pitch on the outside corner, taken for strike 3. Ronson down looking, first strikeout of the day for Matthew Schallberger.
Beautifully placed fastball. Low outside, you know a right-handed hitter is going to have a whole lot of trouble trying to get to it. And even if he does, it's weak contact over to the right side of your infield. So no problem. That's a perfect get-out pitch.
Shane Aldridge stands in, looking to extend an already double-digit hit streak. 10 games, which leads the team. Longest active hit streak. He takes the first pitch inside for a ball, fastball once again. So 3 1-ball counts to start the second inning for Schallberger, but the first 2 have resulted in outs anyways, so maybe that's a moot point. 1-0 to Aldridge. He takes again, similar spot, little closer, but not called a strike, so fastball 85 miles an hour, maybe should have had it.
It's tough. The inner part against lefties has been
a
little bit more generous to the hitter today, and that's been consistent.
First base side of the rubber. Schallberger lifts the leg and deals the 2-0. It's fouled off the catcher Carlson towards the bottom of the zone. A nice rip by Aldridge, but now Ron Adams, home plate ump, going to give Carlson some time. Something we haven't talked about today yet that is very important to mention. I mean, with the Crawdads clinching the 1 seed, yes, they get to host, of course, but what they avoid is doing exactly what Sonoma had to do, and that was coming back from San Luis Obispo at the end of last night.
Right.
That game ended, what, around 9 p.m. our time?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then Sonoma had to get back on the bus, drive the 4 hours plus back to Sonoma from San Luis Obispo. So probably closer to 5 hours total on a slow-moving bus. I mean, they were up probably till 3:30 in the morning.
And got a bus all the way down here to Danville
this
morning, so they have not been well rested. 2-1 to Aldridge is fouled the other way for strike 2, and it's the southmost park host site in the CCL North in San Luis Obispo versus the northmost in Sonoma. So that's the longest trip you can make if you're traveling for a CCL North game.
Absolutely.
2-2 to Aldridge. Takes strike 3. Sweeper right there. Back-to-back strikeouts. Looking in the second inning, a 1-2-3 for Schallberger. 0-0 through 2 full innings here in the CCL North Championship game. Top of the third coming up, 9-1-2 due up for Sonoma, which has been in a game that has been very pitcher-centered so far. But at the end of the game, today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. And again, pitching-friendly game so far. Crawdads pitching staff this year, numbers have looked like this. ERA just over 4. Good for 4th in the entire CCL. The whip under 1.5, and they pitched 1 shutout. That was against the Philippines baseball group. As Bryson Ayala takes strike 1. Fastball there, the thigh level, so pretty much center of the zone height-wise. Off the outside. Now the 0-1 from Jones. Another fastball fouled away off to the right. Late on that one on the outside part once again. So Jones quickly ahead 0-2 on the 9-hitter.
Yeah, good sequencing. Try to go away from the right-hander, then that last pitch, try to get him to scoop low, and he does.
0-2. There's the breaking ball, further off the outside, taken for a ball wisely by Ayala. So it's exactly what those first 2 fastballs on the outside set up, is a breaking ball executed just like that. While it's way out of the zone, that's the intention from Jeremy Jones. Still ahead 1-2. From the stretch, he'll fire, and it's a breaking ball that's hammered on the line to left. Down in front of Pulasic, a 2-strike base hit. As Ayala collects just his 2nd hit on the summer against Walnut Creek.
Yeah, but he's been turning a corner as of late. I mean, against non-crawdad competition, he's been smoking the baseball. Does the same there. 101 miles an hour off of his bat. Hardest hit ball today.
So he sends it over to the top of the order with the runner on and nobody out. Best case scenario when you got 9-1-2 up in an inning is Jones will have to face Chase Taylor, who he struck out the first time today. This one's bounced to second, though. Ramos backs up on it, takes the high hop, flips to second for 1. No chance at Taylor at first. So Parker doesn't even throw, and so they'll take the lead runner. Fielder's choice goes 4-6. Nice play by Ramos.
Perfect bounce back pitch from Jeremy Jones as well. You allow a hard hit breaking ball into left field and then come back and do some soft contact. Fastball low and in.
It's the tough situation where you get exactly what you want as a pitcher, where it's a ground ball in the infield with a runner on first, but it's hit too slowly. As Brent Cummings going to go out and chat with Harvey Maxey, the first base umpire, who is stationed between first and second for that one. I think the argument he might be making is perhaps that was, yeah, perhaps runner either slid into the play at second base or just didn't allow a window to throw. As he'll break it up. He heads back to the dugout. And that was actually Matt Boulis, third base ump, over in the middle of the field. So everyone's satisfied. 1 out, runner on first. 1 hit in the inning for Sonoma. And up comes Wesley Bass, who had a double his first time, only extra base hit today. Was the first hit of the game. First pitch to him, grounded to first. Ronson backhand, throws the second for 1. Parker Jr. to Jones, covering at first. They got him! Nifty double play turned by the Crawdads. Completed with Jeremy Jones hustling over to first to receive the out. Double play goes 3 up, 3 down for the Crawdads. 0-0 to the bottom of the third we go. Just as the Stompers had to do up in the top of the inning, it's 9-1-2 for the Crawdads, which their offense has obviously had such a great season. You take a look at the numbers there. On base, 374, slugging 399, 530 total bases. The slugging and total bases both good for third in the CCL, as well as at the batting average at 270 was fourth. Crawdads also second in doubles and second in home runs, behind only the Stompers for home runs, who've had a few extra games, played a few more.
Yep.
They played 34. Crawdads have played 30, or excuse me, they played 44. Crawdads have played 38. So 44-38. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Eventually.
44. Yeah, you got it.
There we go. So home runs per game, doubles per game. Crawdads still have the leg up as this guy's helped out. The Stomper we've named him this year. Former Stomper this year has torn the Stompers apart, 10 for 36. Awaiting his first pitch at the bottom of the order today. The pitch is taken at the letters for ball 1. So Ramos gets ahead immediately. And if you erase his last game, which was the worst of his season, really, against Sonoma, he went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. 10 for 31. Only 3 strikeouts before that. There he takes an inside fastball for a strike, goes to 1-1, but really uncharacteristic is to see Ramos strike out 3 times and no less to strike out twice. I mean, hardly has struck out multiple times in, I think 3 games this year now. The 1-1, a half swing, check down to first, but he held it up.
Yep. Good call.
Yeah.
And Ramos, he's just a guy that puts the ball in play. Not going to walk a ton, but also not going to strike out a lot. He's going to hit into a lot of flyouts, groundouts, and get hits.
His family in attendance, as they have been so often this year. Here at Monte Vista, he's ahead 2-1. He fouls it right back to the screen. Challenge fastball, and he hardly missed it. When you're fouling the ball right back like that, it means you're on it.
Yep. It's right there, just didn't get quite enough of it.
So that said, maybe a good time for Schallberger to go to the sweeper.
Yeah, probably.
2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see what he brings. The pitch, it is a sweeper, and it's the same result, fouled back to the screen.
Yeah, Ramos recognized it really early out of the hand, sat, weighed on it, and had the right swing. A little bit of an emergency kind of hack to stay alive, but it's on time.
Reached out for that one a bit. Could have been ball 3. But with 2 strikes, got to protect anything close. Now the 2-2 in the righty-righty battle. The pitch hit high out towards shallow center field in a few steps. Chase Taylor will be the one to put it away. So Ramos down to start the 3rd inning, where the Crawdads are searching for their first run, and they have the top of the order up to maybe do so.
Perhaps so. I mean, really good pitch. Kind of a middle up fastball from Schallberger, and when you're not expecting a fastball right in the middle, there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Right, 2 strikes, you're looking to protect a bit, but sometimes it's too good to be true when you get a fastball center cut like that. Daniel Polasic in for his second time, takes a fastball in the inside corner for a strike, is up and in a bit, called a strike on the zone that we have on TrackMan, but that has been called a ball the first 2 times it was thrown.
Indeed it
To
has.
both sides, to be fair. No balls and a strike. The pitch. Polasic lines it out towards left center field, tailing away from Taylor. He's giving it a chase, and he can't get it. It's going to roll a step in front of the wall where he gathers. Is Polasic, though, into second with a 1-out double.
That's one of the better swings we've seen from Daniel Polasic the last couple of weeks. I mean, been dealing with a bit of a shoulder thing, but went out and scooped the ball beyond the zone, just takes it the other way into the left center gap at 90 miles an hour off of his bat. That's a beautiful swing right here, and that's what manager Brant Cummings was looking for when he brought him in to play for the Crawdads, was that gap power and contact ability.
And now Aiden Robles, it brings him up, who's been just a hit machine in his time with the Crawdads. 16 for 37, an average up over 400, over about 420.
Yeah, he's been awesome.
First pitch with a runner in scoring position. A long pause. Here comes the delivery, a sweeper down and away for a ball. First time we've seen the sweeper on the first pitch of an at-bat, and you'd think maybe second time through the order might see that pitch earlier. Also, the second time the Crawdads have a runner in scoring position, so maybe trying to mix it up just a bit. On the mound is the righty. The 1-0, another one taken out of the zone for ball 2.
I think you're absolutely right, Harry. He's just second time through trying to keep the hitters on their toes, mix the pitches a little bit differently, but those 2 sweepers not super close, so Robles well ahead. He can be very selective. If I'm him, wait for a fastball, turn on it.
Has a fastball count. 2 balls, no strikes. Schallberger, another long hold. Not really much hold at second, though. 2-0 pitch. Fastball beautifully spotted on the outside corner. Taken for strike 1.
Yeah, that's not the fastball you were looking for.
Yep.
It was a fastball, but really well placed. That's a pitcher's pitch. Don't bother swinging. You're going to roll it over. Still a bit of a fastball count, though, if you're Robles, so I'd keep waiting for it.
Hey, that's one pitcher's pitch, like you say. Don't have to offer till there's 2 strikes. Here ahead, though, Robles, 2-1. Couple checks back from Schallberger. Now a third head turn. He'll come home now. And this fastball gets past the glove of Carlson to the backstop. Pass ball will allow Polasic third base. First score of the game and go-ahead run is 90 feet away. And Robles has got a 3-1 count.
Yep.
If you're Sonoma, you'd think maybe just give him the open base at first. Don't throw anything competitive.
Yeah, that's what you got to do if you're Sonoma, especially because with Robles, all you need is to put the ball in play, and you're likely going to bring Polasic in to score.
Well, the infield is in, so all you got to do is get it past them. On a fly ball here now, if you're Robles, the approach changes from the beginning of the at-bat. So here's the 3-1. Breaking ball, popped up back behind short into shallow left field. Jones racing in. He will go into a slide and make the catch a few steps beyond the infield, so not deep enough for Polasic to come in and score. He'll stay at third, as that is a big pitch by Schallberger in a 3-1 count, breaking that breaking ball towards that outside corner. You're not expecting it as a hitter, so you're still in a count. You're going to be aggressive in, so played off of that perfectly.
Yeah, 3-1, and that's just not a good pitch to hit. If you're Aiden Robles right there, that's a breaking ball. You just got to take and see that Schallberger beat you there. Look for a better pitch, 3-2. Instead, you go into an out.
Now it's going to take a base hit or a wild pitch with 2 outs. Fastball up above the zone. Ellis takes easily 1-0 as the Crawdads' all-time leader in RBI, looking to continue to pad that lead. He's got 85 in his career, one more than Ryan Brome, who we passed about a week ago. 1-0 to Ellis. He is taken in the dirt. Ball number 2.
Pair of north-south misses for Schallberger. Just first pitch, fastball well high. Carlson had to pop up and grab it. This time it's in the dirt. Carlson has to stay on top of it, drop down to a knee, make sure it doesn't get past him. So if you're Polasic, I might want to think about dancing at third, trying to dance at third, get in Schallberger's head a little bit more, see if you force a wild pitch.
2 out, Plastic staying still. Ellis takes a mighty rip, but comes up empty on a sweeper that in the dangerous part of the zone. And Carlson, I will say on that note, he looks a bit more antsy after the passed ball. Saw one get through that probably shouldn't have. He was a bit more quick-limbed getting to the low fastball, followed after the high fastball. Trying to keep anything in front of him with the first run looming at third. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball fouled off to the left.
2 giant rips for Ellis, and I mean, those are sweepers that are finding kind of the heart of the strike zone, and I think it's a little bit of over-aggressiveness perhaps, just giant swings. Got to just level the bat out, hit the ball on the line.
Now in a 2-strike count, he's going to shorten up. Even at 2 in the back of the box, Ellis awaits with 2 outs. The pitch. Hit on a couple hops towards second. Uriapetto lunges to the ground, throws to first, and Schepler scoops up a play that was harder than it should have been, but still they get the out. Sonoma and Schallberger dance out of the runner on third with 1 out jam and strand him right there. No runs through 3 innings. It's a pitcher's duel in the CCL North Championship. Three goose eggs for both offenses so far. It's a credit to the guys doing battle on the mound, Matthew Schallberger and Jeremy Jones. Take a look at the playoff picture. Who remains? Crawdads playing the Stompers in a single game elimination and with a chance to play in the CCL Championship Series. Also on the south side of things, the Riptide and the Barons will do battle later tonight at 7 p.m. The Barons, who took down the back-to-back champs, Conejo Oaks, yesterday, beat them. Yeah, beat them, shut them out, and so now they're playing for their right to play this weekend, Friday through Sunday if necessary, again in the best of 3 CCL Championship Series between the North Champ and the South Champ, as the North Championship game rolls right on here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Charlie Limoncelli, Harry Setrakian, our producer Jack Brooks, Hunter Carlson, 3-4-5, due up against Jeremy Jones, and Carlson takes the ball above his letters for the first pitch of the inning, and it's pretty exciting. Crawdads' 3rd CCL North Championship appearance is played in the North Championship all 3 years it has existed. 1-0 is a breaking ball that lands in there for a strike. Carlson, things are even back up 1-1 with Tino Vassell on deck, Mike Jones in the hole. And Sonoma, too, they've played now in the 2 years they've been in the CCL North, they've made it to the championship. 1-1, another breaking ball that's down below the knees and in the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, that one looked like it was close to hitting Carlson's shoes. I'm a little bit surprised that he wasn't actually hit by that pitch.
But these two teams working a bit of a postseason rivalry that spilled over a bit into the regular season this year. Always get a bit extra amped up when you see these two on the docket. 2-1 to Carlson, bounced foul. Turned on it hard, right in on the hands, and it goes to the Crawdads bullpen. But Crawdads took the victory over Sonoma in 2024, then in 2025, Sonoma got the Crawdads back. So 2 balls, 1 strike, nothing ball game. The pitch, another high breaking ball that's bounced high to first, past the glove of Ronson, but behind him, Ramos scoops it and throws to Jones covering. A pretty rare 4-1 put out. Nice job by Jones to get over there.
Wow. And that's the importance of covering in the infield. I mean, how about Elijah Ramos? Heads up play, backing up Ronson, making sure the ball doesn't get in the outfield. And you know that the pitcher's going to have to cover the base on that. So You know you can throw it, toss it underhand. It's exactly what happens.
So another lefty, Tino Vassell, is tasked to come up against the Crawdad defense that has been so excellent today as he takes a fastball at the letters for a ball. So Jeremy Jones has done an excellent job of getting over to cover first base. Now 3 putouts involving him, including the dramatic double play to end the last inning. He pours a fastball in for a strike. Vassell takes. And that's important as a pitcher. I mean, these guys practice it a lot. Whenever there's a ground ball to the right side, you just have to react. 1-1 breaking ball, taken for a strike, split the middle. So nasty that Riley Winchell couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, and so nasty that even with the dropped strike, home plate umpire had no choice but to call it a K. Or a strike, whatever.
Yeah. It is more often you see those pitches that the catcher drops where maybe it's on the border and it's called a ball, that one comfortably in the zone. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball just outside, taken for ball 2. So Vassell stays alive, extends the at-bat. Vassell, who's up amongst the most powerful hitters in the CCL. 2-2, breaking ball taken up above the zone. Once again, he takes a ball, so 3-2.
Curveball that Jones tried to drop at the top of the zone, just missed it on that outside corner. 3-2, just go to the fastball, let your defense take care of it.
Here comes another breaking ball, another take. It's just off the outside. Tried to backdoor it. Winchell thought he got it, but Vassell will take his walk to first, and that's probably the right call.
Yeah, it was
certainly out there. So Sonoma gets a runner on with Mike Jones up. Jeremy Jones has had his number a bit so far. As I mentioned last at bat, he came into today 0 for 2 against Jeremy Jones with a double play and a strikeout. Now 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Working quickly, Jones. The pitch is outside. Ball and no strikes to the righty, Mike Jones.
If you're Jeremy here, got Jones to roll into a double play. Last game these two faced off. Would love that here. Keep it low in the zone.
1-0 pitch. Skips into Winchell, but a backhand pick effort keeps the ball out in front. So still a ball on the pitch, but Winchell avoids Vassell on second by getting that glove out there. Jones now having to work in a 2-0 count in a scoreless game with 1 out in the top of the 4th. The pitch. 2-0 is cued back to the screen. 2-1 it goes.
Great fastball on outside of that outer part of the plate into the left-handed batter's box almost, and still Jones decided to take a swing.
So Mike Jones still ahead of Jeremy Jones 2-1 with Tino Vassell at first. 2-1, bounce on the ground towards third. Robles started in, goes back, makes the throw to second for 1. Ramos to first. And he says at first, Harvey Maxey, the first base ump, says Ronson was off the bag, so it's not going to be the double play. Jones, though, was pretty much giving himself up down the first base line. He was jogging in the CCL North Championship.
Yeah, you can't be jogging like that. Try to hustle down the line, and then there would have been no doubt about it.
He still gets the benefit of the fact that Ronson was off the bag, but it's not the time to give half your energy. So it goes down as a fielder's choice. 2 down with Uriapetto now at the plate. Righty versus lefty. Jones, a long pause from the belt. First pitch, a breaking ball. Called strike 1. That was bizarre, and just on both sides of things. Looked like Ronson made the stretch. But again, Mike Jones was not hustling. This one to Uriapetto, wrapped on the ground through the right side for a knock. Now Jones is hustling, headed for third. Coupland the throw from right. The tag is in time. They've got him at third. An absolute strike from a guy who plays catcher, and the fans in right field are going wild. 9-5 put out. What a throw to end the 4th inning. 0-0, bottom of the fourth, and the man who just walked off the top of the fourth with an unbelievable outfield assist, gunning down Mike Jones, who had a couple of base running gaffes in a couple pitches time span. And Joe Coupland comes up, but what a throw, man, all the way from right field to gun Mike Jones down at third. And that's a left fielder. I mean, on paper, he's got good speed, but seemed like his head was in the clouds a bit, running the bases there. Now Joe Coupland, a lot of power from the right side. First pitch, he takes a ball up above the zone from Matthew Schulberger, who's been excellent so far, just 3 hits allowed in his 3 innings of work. No runs, no walks to 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 to Coupland. He pops up right back over us and well out of play for strike 1. Kevin Parker Jr. is on deck with Riley Winchell in the hole. Joe Coupland, only one with a hit out of those 3 today, and just one of 3 Crawdads with a hit.
Squibbed infield single over towards first.
Ball and a strike to him. Breaking ball shoots inside for an easy take by Coupland. Even sort of shot that front elbow out there if it just happened to nick him. And here's a guy who was showing off hustle in his infield hit. Good to see on the Crawdads side of things doing so. Now the 2-0 from Schulberger. 2-1 rather, taken outside for a ball. Goes to 3-1. And been informed out in right field there's about 10, 12 fans who've found their way up towards the top of that right field fence, and they're the Joe Coupland fan section.
That they are. They were here in 2025, and now they're back.
3-1. Coupland unloads to right center field and deep. Racing back, Bass. It is high off the wall and kicks away from Bass. Coupland into second standing. A leadoff double for the man who has just been looking like the best player on this Crawdad roster since coming in, and he gives a little salute to his fans out and right.
Yeah. Talk about timely hitting now. That's 2 straight innings. Walnut Creek's had a double early, and Joe Coupland pieced it 102 miles an hour off his bat. Just went out, got the fastball low outside. Woo, takes it the other way for a ride.
And that's opposite field, too. I mean, just hitting it where it's pitched. Low away fastball, hard to get anything by Joe Coupland. There's now a right-hander going to get loose in the left field bullpen for Sonoma. And Kevin Parker comes up. The Sonoma defense thinking maybe a bunt, and I'm inclined to almost agree. Corners playing on the grass, but Parker just takes the first pitch outside. No signs of a bunt. So Shepler at first and Vissell at third. They're going to stay with their toes on the grass. Joe Coupland on second. Nobody out. No runs in this game so far. 1-0 pitch to Parker. Taken down low. Fastball again, just not quite in there. So Parker ahead 2-0. Weak pop out on the hands to Urdiapedo last time. He broke his bat, so he's got a new one. 2-0 to Parker, half swing, but it hits the bat and rolls foul. So it would have been in the zone anyways, but breaking ball that caught a lot of it. Hoped to get off a full swing, but instead, Parker still going to stay ahead 2-1. In an offensive count, hitters count against Schulberger. Looks back to Coupland on second, now comes home, and a swing and a miss by Parker on that nasty sweeper. So,
yeah,
not really showing a whole lot of, I don't know, a drive to pitch to Parker here, leaving it out of the zone, but if he helps you out with the chase, you'll take it.
But that, in fairness to Parker Jr., that's one that starts in the middle of the strike zone, looks like it's going to be a strike, and then tails all the way out of the zone thanks to that IVB.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The pitch, fouled away, a little late, back off to the right side. So Parker staying alive. He was a bit open to the, or a bit vulnerable to the inside pitch last time when he popped out. So 3 straight on the outer part of the plate from Schulberger. Could be ready to work inside with a fastball on 2-2. He's ready. The pitch. It's another breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Swung and missed for strike 3.
Pure filth That sweeper is just so gross from Schallberger, and you know the Crawdads had struggled entering this game against nasty sweepers. We talked about it a little bit at the top of the broadcast, Harry, but some of the numbers are kind of nasty when you think about it. Crawdads hitting 165 against pitchers who have that kind of a sweeper, just 324 on base in 105 plate appearances as a team.
So all that goes to say is you got to take advantage, got to cash in when you do get runners in scoring position. So Riley Winchell still has Joe Coupland on second with one out. Infield now back. First pitch taken outside for ball one, a fastball just missed. And then you look at that and say, okay, maybe you should look to sacrifice the runner from second over with Parker Jr. up and nobody out, but I still don't dislike the decision of letting him swing. Guy who hits the ball really hard when he makes contact. 1-0 to Winchell, bounce towards short. Ayala in, he'll make the play, throw to first in time. Coupland, meanwhile, scoots up to third, but 2 men out. It's almost an unproductive out for the Crawdads. So back-to-back batters fail to get Coupland in, and it's left up to Barrett Ronson. He needs a base hit, or perhaps another gift from Carlson. No wild pitches yet from Schallberger. No errors on the infield yet from Sonoma, a team that has regularly made about 4 against the Crawdads each game they've played. So Ronson, all that to say, pretty much needs a base hit here. First pitch. He flares towards right, fading towards the line, dropping, foul. Bass gave good chase. Almost had a chance to make a play out there and just couldn't get it. His hat flew off. And the Joe Coupland fan club will call it again out and right, giving him the business a bit.
Yeah, and it's well hit from Ronson. Almost had a chance to drop it down, get extra bases, and bring in the first run of the day. Good swing, waited on the sweeper, saw it all the way through, and just turned it the other way.
Behind 0-1 to Schallberger. The pitch is hit high out to left center field. Going back, Taylor. This one not going to carry very much as he pulls up out in front of the warning track and makes the catch. Crawdads get a leadoff double, but strand him out there. That one 100 miles an hour off the bat of Ronson. Just got it up in the hands, a little bit under it, too much. So not to be. 4 shutout innings for Matthew Schallberger and Jeremy Jones each. Ben Sebastiani to face Jeremy Jones for the second time today. 7-8-9 due up. First pitch to the righty is taken for strike one. Sebastiani, who's 0 for 1 today, but has been a bit of a Crawdad killer late in the season. Started off slowly, but has driven in now 6 runs against Walnut Creek. 0-1, breaking ball taken for strike 2. Nasty stuff off the front door against a guy who's usually very aggressive early in the count, but watch that one right down the middle. Now 0-2. Breaking ball chopped to third. In comes Robles. He's got it in front of the dirt. He throws to first. And that's out number 1. So Sebastiani, 3 pitches, 1 out for Jeremy Jones, who's up about it around 50 pitches today. And some room to work. Has put on about a 80-85 pitch limit with Paul Wheeler in the Walnut Creek bullpen beginning to do some jumping jacks, get loose, but nothing urgent.
Yeah, it's all Jones right now. He's in complete command for Walnut Creek.
He'll face Anthony Shepler, the tall left-handed first baseman, kind of a funky stance, holding the bat angled down. And he watches the first pitch outside for a ball, 1-0.
Riley Dickey, the right-hander, warming up for Sonoma at the moment. Not wearing his usual number, wearing 39, which would typically belong to Eli Burnham.
1-0 to the lefty, hits a drive to right field, but turning himself around and making the catch is Joe Coupland. Hit hard on a line, but just top spun it, so not going to get any carry there, and Coupland puts it away for out number 2. Catcher turned right fielder who's really looked excellent out there, made a absolutely incredible throw to end the 4th inning, shooting Mike Jones down, trying to go from first to third.
Yeah, Coupland's just an athlete, and he's very sound defensively, understands baseball and the way the ball spins, so I think that helps him with his outfield reads. Now
Bryson Ayala, the 9-hitter, takes ball 1 in the dirt. Had a single his first time, one of 3 Sonoma hits today. We're in a game that hits have been hard to come by just about halfway through, 7 combined. 1-0 is bounced to short, Parker back on it. He'll throw a strike to first, and a very quick 1-2-3 sub-10 pitch inning for Jerry Jones, who gives Sonoma the claw for the first time in the playoffs. Charlie Limoncelli is going to take you the rest of the way in this one, hopefully going to bring some Crawdad runs.
Bottom of the 5th, 0-0 ball game here in the 2026 CCL North Championship. As the Stompers go to the bullpen, let's have a look at who they used yesterday on the mound. Max Bazinter, the right-hander, went 5 innings, then an inning and a third from Aiden Tinsley, and then 3 2/3 for Devin Laginto to get the save and the W against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Now Riley Dickey, the right-hander from Merced, California, out of the pen to face 8-9-1 for Walnut Creek. Dickey, now 11 appearances this season, 9 2/3 innings pitched, no runs allowed, no earned runs at least, 1 run, just 5 hits, 11 strikeouts to 2 walks. Harry, he has been magnificent in the last half of the season for Sonoma.
He really has, and when you look at the pitchers they used yesterday, yes, it's some of their best, but it's only 3 pitchers. They've got a deep bullpen here, and Dickey's one of the guys that has been a bit of a horse for them, able to throw a couple of innings if needed, and you'd think that might be the case here if he's able to keep up the pace that Matthew Schallberger had, where he went 4 innings, just gave up 4 hits and no runs. So it's been a very clean game pitched so far. Crawdad's a chance, though, to get to the opposing team's bullpen first. So this is kind of a big accomplishment in its own right.
That it is. Here's Shane Aldridge, the center fielder from the left side, to lead off this inning for Walnut Creek. Aldridge struck out looking back in the 2nd. Guy who's been red hot of late, 10-game hitting streak entering this contest. Dickey from the chest, the delivery. Fastball flared away foul. 0-1 to Aldridge. And Harry, when Aldridge has reached base at least once this season, the Crawdads are 24-4. Aldridge has just been so good at getting on as of late, especially. 0-1 to him. Breaker misses away. So Aldridge in his 10-game hitting streak, hitting .361 with a .477 on base, .444 slugging for a .922 OPS. He's been mashing the baseball. 1-1 from Dickey. Curveball below the knees, called a strike.
Good frame by Carlson, a little bit down there. We've seen Ron Adams be very clean on the low pitches there, but that one first missed today down there.
Good frame from Carlson. We've seen some of those from Riley Winchell for Walnut Creek as well. Aldridge, 2-strike count. He's got to protect. 1-2. Breaking ball hit up the middle. Ayala charging in from short. The throw in time. So Aldridge 0 for 2 today. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. Still scoreless. And the Stomper, Elijah Ramos comes up. Ramos leads the Crawdads in RBIs with 22 and has had arguably his best performances against these very Stompers. 11 for 36, a pair of doubles, a home run, and 8 ribbies against his former team. 0 for 1 today, flew out to center. Top of the order, Pulasic due up next. Dickey trying to keep this game scoreless. First pitch, breaking ball inside. Ramos starts out ahead in this count. Finished his season in conference play, a .222 hitter, .321 on base. Doesn't walk or strike out much. Dickey 1-0 in the dirt. Crawdads have been superb this year, 28-10 record in CCL competition in the year 2026. Earned themselves the first place spot in the division. Something they have not done since 2024 when they won the chip against the North Chip against these very Sonoma Stompers 5-2 and then ultimately lost in the state championship. 2-0, Ramos takes off speed and low. Hitter friendly for Ramos and the Crawdads with 1 out and no one on.
This is the exact guy you want up to try and get something going against these Stompers. I mean, again, great contact ability. Now as a 3-0 count, he's got a lot of speed. I mean, Dickey, putting him on first is almost as bad as putting him on second with a walk.
The 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball top of the zone, misses Elijah Ramos, a 4-pitch walk. 1 out base runner for the Crawdads, and now Pulasic, who's 1 for 2, doubled last time up.
They didn't really want much to do, but what I've seen now from both Schallberger and Dickey is in hitter-friendly counts, they go against what you might think. They don't go fastball. They've been throwing the breaking balls. That one on a 3-0 kind of slipped out of the hand, but if the Crawdads dugout can note that and start to maybe expect it, that could be a turning point in this game.
Perhaps so. The Crawdads have left 4 base runners stranded so far today. Not a recipe for their success. Dickey out of the stretch now. First pitch, Pulasic hits it hard to first. Shepler collects, fires to Ayala at short for 1. On to first in time. 3-6-3 double play. Crawdad started off with a base runner and 1 out. All of a sudden, erased. Riley Dickey gets out of the jam. We'll take a break. Top of the 6th after this. Top of the 6th, later on today in our post-game show. Today's player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. He's Harry Setrakian, I'm Charlie Limoncelli. We've got a pitcher's duel brewing here in the 2026 CCL North Championship. Jeremy Jones has gone through 5 innings so far, 4 hits, no runs. 3 strikeouts and 1 walk to his tally. He'll face the top of the order for the 3rd time today. Chase Taylor, Wesley Bass, and Hunter Carlson due up. Taylor 0 for 2, a fielder's choice and a strikeout looking. first pitch to him, ripped on a line, into the left center, gap base knock.
Just about to say, don't be surprised if Brent Cummings has a quick hook on Jeremy Jones this inning. Yes, he's been excellent, but that was third time facing the top of the order. They always talk about in baseball the third time through being the time that the batting order has kind of seen everything you've got to offer. They've seen what your pitches look like, and I mean, you see it, case in point right there. First pitch, Chase Taylor, beautiful hack. They just line one hard to left. So Paul Wheeler's stirring around now. Don't be surprised to see him come in if Jones gives up another base runner, and you want him to continue to work, continue to push that bullpen back one more inning.
Wheeler could come in to face two lefties, Carlson or Vassell, back-to-back. But right now, it's all Jones. No one out, runner at first, top of the sixth. Jones, a 2026 All-Star selection for Walnut Creek. He's arguably been their ace, the best starter for sure. I think that's easy enough to say. The tune of a 2.16 ERA. First pitch to Bass in there for a strike. Gets the curveball on the inner third.
He's just Mr. Consistency. You think maybe better individual starts, more flashy from guys like Devin James, maybe Hudson Aber, but the consistent best starts, I feel like, come from Jones.
0-1. Check swing on the breaking ball in the dirt. Home plate umpire Ron Adams says he did, in fact, go around. Quickly 0-2. Jones would love a ground ball here, trying to get two. Had the pleasure of talking to him on Sunday when he and Weston Thornberry joined us on the broadcast for the sixth inning. 0-2, step back, no throw. And Taylor has to retreat to first.
Taylor was hopping to skip over towards second. He was going to go. Jones maybe could have gotten him with the throw.
0-2 pitch. Breaker in the dirt. Winchel's on top of it. 1-2 to Bass.
A good job of throwing off the motion of Taylor at first, too, making him know that, pitcher's thinking about you, because that was a breaking ball, and Jones knew that that's what he wanted to go to, so would have been a good pitch for Taylor to run on, but the doubt in his mind caused him to stay.
1-2. Breaking ball leaps out of the hand early. Back pick to first. Nearly sails over Ronson, but what a leap and a grab to keep it out of the outfield.
Starting to sense that whoever makes the first error in this game or whenever it happens, feel like it's going to come back to bite whichever team forces it. Feels like the run's going to come in if you do make an error. So got to be airtight.
Yeah, so far defense flawless, especially for Sonoma, a team who's committed 81 errors this season. 2-2 to Bass. Fastball in the dirt this time. Count full. And now Paul Wheeler throwing some pitches with a little more urgency. University of San Francisco Don has been fantastic from the left side. Just two pitches. We'll see if manager Brent Cummings elects to go to him, regardless of the outcome here to Bass. At first, 3-2. Breaking ball on the ground to third. Robles fires to second for one. On to first, not in time. Bass able to run it out on the fielder's choice.
Feels like we've seen like 100 of those today where runner on first, Jones induces a very soft ground ball where it's just so hard to turn to, but you still are able to comfortably get the lead runner, and that's important enough. But I like to see that from Bass, too. Right as he hits that ball, he knows, guy, got to get my butt down the first base line. He was 100% the whole way, hard 90, giving his team a chance.
Still a runner at first, one out for Hunter Carlson. The catcher is grounded out to the right side of the infield twice now. First pitch from Jones. Ground ball foul over towards first. 0-1. Carlson, each of his first two at-bats, got a first pitch ball from Jeremy Jones. This time decides to attack early in the count. Carlson, second in the CCL in RBIs with 34. Hitting nearly 350 as well this season. He's been superb. 0-1. Fastball lifted in the air, deep to left field. Pulasic charging towards the foul line. He's got it in the glove. Two retired. Bass still at first. Now another dangerous guy, the league leader in RBIs, Tino Vassell, to the dish. But Jeremy Jones, one out away from going a 6-inning start. Still scoreless here in the top of the sixth. Pitch from Jones is a fastball below the knees. Vassell over at third base has manned one of the most dangerous bats in the league. Defense has been a little bit up and down. Today he's been good. Jones, 1-0. Fastball tapped foul towards first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jones from Ball State, out in the Midwest. Chandler, Arizona native. Actually reached out to manager Brent Cummings about playing summer ball for the Crawdads, and boy, has he been a fantastic addition to the roster. 1-1, runner goes. The throw from Winchell in time, and the tag is there. Don't test Riley Winchell. The Crawdads get out of the top of the 6th, home half, right after this. Bottom of the 6th, 2, 3, and 4 due up for Walnut Creek. Aiden Robles, Ryan Ellis, Joe Coupland to face Riley Dickey, who went a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th. His first inning of relief from Matthew Schallberger. Still tied at 0 here in the CCL North Championship. Robles is 1 for 2, singled on a softly hit ground ball up the middle, then popped out into left field his next time up with a runner on.
Is that bat? Looking to see him remain patient. Was in his last time up in the 3rd inning, got a 3-1 count, but swung at a sweeper out of the zone.
Dickey kicks and fires. There's a fastball at his knee. Strike number 1. Crawdads left 4 guys stranded this game. Also 4 hits on the day. Nothing in 1 to Robles, who's been a valuable addition late in the season to replace TJ Woodson. 0-1. Fastball flared off the hands, foul towards first.
First pitch, slider, then comes hard with the fastball on the inside. Had him way behind, so Robles kind of no idea what's coming in his first time up against Dickey.
And that's what Dickey's been able to do best, mixing his pitches against Walnut Creek. He's been very tricky. Robles, 9-game on-base streak, though, after his single today. Now 8 of 9 games for the Crawdads where he's got a hit. He's down 0-2, chokes up the delivery. Slider away. And in that span, Robles, 5 multi-hit games. Looking for number 6 right here.
Any way you can.
Top of the order, up and down for Walnut Creek. Pulasic has a hit. Robles has a hit. None for Ellis, who's on deck. Coupland's got a pair of hits. 1-2. Robles hits the slider in the air towards right field. Bass charging towards the foul line, extends the arm and makes the catch. Familiar sight for the Walnut Creek offense. It's now 4 out of 6 innings they've led off with a flyout.
And it's been thanks to the Stomper pitching doing an excellent job of working low away corners to righties. I mean, Schallberger brings the nasty sweeper, the guy who started this game and was able to put it there on command. And now following suit, it looks like, is Riley Dickey. And so it's a hard pitch to get on top of, or to get to square up with. It's easy to get on top of or under, I should say.
Here's Ellis, 0 for 2. Dickey delivers a fastball that's fouled away. Middle heater, but Ellis just doesn't get a good piece of it.
They're challenging him today, and he's just been a little bit off. Two-seamer, though, that time from Dickey, so maybe a bit off of the fastballs he's been throwing.
96 miles an hour that time from Dickey. Ellis, or 86, pardon me, not 96. Ellis, a fielder's choice and a ground out to second. 0-1. Ripped foul behind home plate. 85 that time, and it came out at 67 miles an hour off of Ellis's bat. Ellis, last game for the Crawdads on Sunday, had his number retired, deservedly so. As he ends his career first in Crawdad history in games played, at-bats, runs, hits, RBIs, doubles, homers, total bases, walks, you know, pretty much every offensive stat. Down 0-2 here, though. Dickey delivers. Not close.
Just need to find a way to break up the rhythm, not just of the pitchers, really. I mean, only 3 strikeouts, just to 1 walk so far. Crawdads need to find another way. I mean, usually it's been errors on the Sonoma infield, but they've been clean today as well. So I feel like, again, first error, whoever makes it today, it's going to be a big moment in this game.
1-2 from Dickey. Breaking ball, Ellis waves through. First strikeout on Dickey's line. 4th strikeout for Stomper pitching. They had 14 yesterday against San Luis Obispo, a team that they shut out. 2 outs, no one on. Bottom of the 6th for Joe Coupland, who already has a single and a double today. There's a certain part of the cycle that Joe Coupland would absolutely love right now, Harry.
I think we can be in agreement. Yeah, absolutely. Won't say it out loud, though. Let's see if it'll happen in front of our eyes.
His fan club out in right field cheering for him as he steps in. Dickey kicks and fires. Slider inside. Coupland starts out ahead. Long Beach State commit Joe Coupland after a pair of seasons with Chabot College. Now 2 seasons also in the summer with Walnut Creek. He's been fantastic. 1-0. Breaking ball at the knees for a strike. Coupland now riding a 6-game hitting streak, 5 of which are multi-hit efforts, including today. In that span, 11 for 17, 6 RBIs, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 5 singles. One and 1 to him. Fastball hit away into the Crawdad dugout, foul.
It's been a big part of this playoff push offensively. Big time deliveries and just setting him, the rest of the lineup, up for success too with those extra base hits. Did so last time he was up in the 4th, leadoff double, but couldn't bring him around. So just needs a little bit of support here. He's got half the Crawdad hits today.
The 1-2. Breaking ball clocked. Deep left field. Hooking. Foul. Joe Coupland missed it by a foot, Harry.
I tried my best to wave it with my right arm towards the fair side of the foul pole, but my wind force was not enough.
Inner third breaking ball that Coupland hit 98 miles an hour off his bat. 369 feet out towards left.
Anthony Shepler did the same earlier for Sonoma. Just got to stay in that swing. Shepler grounded out then, pulled an outside pitch. So don't get overexcited here. Stay in the same approach.
1-2 again from Dickey. Fastball high and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coupland staying patient.
And that's a good litmus test to the fact that he wasn't getting too aggressive. That's a pitch that after you hit 1 homer foul up and in above the zone, you might think about trying to crush, but Coupland, calm veteran, taking a deep breath, knows what's at stake.
2 outs, no one on, bottom of the 6th. Still scoreless. 2-2 to Coupland. Fastball lifted in the air. Right center field. Taylor. Now Bass will get it. Calls for it. Makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Riley Dickey. 2 straight for him. It's been magnificent. Crawdads still scoreless. To the top of the 7th we go. Top of the 7th, Crawdads finally go to the bullpen. Paul Wheeler, University of San Francisco Don, gets the charge. After 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts from Jeremy Jones. Wheeler has been fantastic. After Jones, an all-star, comes out for Walnut Creek, Wheeler, second of 3 all-star pitchers, with a 2.2 ERA in 10 appearances, 22 strikeouts to 7 walks. He'll face his teammate at USF, Tino Vassell, to lead off the 7th. Then Mike Jones and Misael Uripero, lefty, righty, lefty for Wheeler. And frankly, Harry, it hasn't really mattered who Wheeler has faced, righties and lefties. He's got both of them out.
Oh, it's been just a display of beautiful pitching, especially when you're a 2-pitch guy like Wheeler. He's done such a good job of working the arm side with the sinker, then the glove side with the sweeper. Both pitches play very well against righty or lefty. And you can also look back to the end of last inning. Riley Winchell threw Wesley Bass out at second, and that makes the strategy here work out much better because you keep a lefty and Tino Vassell at the plate with a lefty due up and 2 batters, Uripero against the lefty Wheeler. So he all of a sudden has the advantage against 2 batters instead of what would have been 1 had Vassell been the last out naturally.
Vassell trying to get something started. This game still scoreless, longest game this season. Furthest in a game where the Crawdads and the Stompers have been scoreless. First pitch to Vassell, heater inside. Wheeler, 16 in the 3rd innings pitched, 3-0 in those 10 appearances, all as a bullpen guy. 1-0 pitch. Vassell takes a sinker at his knees for a strike.
Seems like both times Vassell faced Jones and now Wheeler for the first time. Just getting a sense of what their stuff looks like. Has taken till he's gotten a strike and has not shown that he wants to swing. So now 1-1. He's in the zone, 2 sinkers, maybe a slider here from Wheeler.
1-1. Sinker high and inside, misses.
It's in the TrackMan zone, but it's been consistent today that up and into lefties has not been called a strike. So, props to Ron Adams for keeping it under wraps.
Absolutely. Vassell 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out. 2-1 pitch, flared away foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes, Wheeler. Facing his San Francisco teammate Vassell. Wheeler, rising redshirt sophomore. Vassell, a rising true sophomore. 2-2. There's the slider, and it misses low and in.
And you'd have to think, therefore, these 2 guys sort of know each other inside and out. A lot of knowledge makes an at-bat a bit more tricky, but also a bit more fun to experience when you're playing against a college teammate in the spring.
Payoff to Vassell, wave and a miss. Swings through the slider. First strikeout of the day for Paul Wheeler.
Well, and you can bet now, Paul Wheeler, if the Crawdads go on to win this game, will never let Tino Vassell forget about that strikeout.
1 out, no one on for Mike Jones. Left fielder is 0 for 2, a fielder's choice and a strikeout looking. Jones, 2 seasons at Pima College in Arizona, and committed to University of San Francisco. First pitch, lined up the middle, base knock into left center field. First hit of the day for Jones, 6th on the day for Sonoma.
That's just really a reach out, poke job over the infield. So not a swing you're too mad about if you're Paul Wheeler for giving up. The only part you're mad about is, well, it's a base hit, gets him over to first. So all you got to do now, settle in and face the lefty-lefty matchup, as they will get a runner over at first. I think that's Connor Johnston for Mike Jones.
Connor Johnston will pinch run for Mike Jones.
Remember, Mike Jones got gunned at third last time he was on base as well as that. Didn't really hustle down to first, so I'm not going to speculate any reason why, but maybe a bit gingerly, just not running 100%, but either way, they're going to get some more speed over there.
And Johnston also notably a really good defender out in left field. So with he and Chase Taylor out there, likely to rob Crawdads of extra base hits to the left center gap. In any case, still a runner at first. 1 out for Misael Uripero. 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. First pitch from Wheeler, slider outer third, strike 1. Uripero singled in the top of the fourth on an 0-1 count, but as Jones was charging around second, trying to go to third, Joe Coupland threw him out from right field. 0-1 to the lefty. Ground ball over to short. Backhand effort. Parker Jr. No, it gets through his glove. Everybody's safe.
That's a very just odd ground ball to try and field. You're pulled over towards the pole side in double play depth, so probably a play that Urdiapedo would have beat out, and yes, it goes down as a single anyways. With his speed out of the left-hand batter's box, so 2 runners on for Sonoma. First time in a while. Feels like every time they've gotten someone on first, it's been either a double play or a fielder's choice to wipe the lead runner out, so one of their better opportunities to score all day.
2 on, 1 out, top of the 7th. Wheeler will now face Ben Sebastiani, designated hitter from the right side, and Weston Thornberry warming up for Walnut Creek in the pen. Sebastiani 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. First pitch. Outer third slider misses.
It's really changed his approach today. Loved swinging at the first pitch against Walnut Creek and really a lot of opponents this season, but has been patient today. Has not worked to a base hit yet, but sitting on it perhaps.
He's hit the ball well against the Crawdads in the past. 1-0, takes a big hack, sinker, and fouls it away. 1-1, Sebastiani this season, .235 average, 5 extra base hits, 12 runs driven in. Had a double to lead off the top of the 10th last night. Later came around to score on a Bryce Nyala RBI single. That was the only run of the game, and it allowed Sonoma to win yesterday. 1-1, ripped into left field. Pulasic tracking back. There he does to make the catch, and both runners will have to hold.
My goodness, turns out to be a solid play on the run on a hard hit ball, but almost disaster. Pulasic, a bad read off the bat. Looked like he started to break in, then range back out. Still had time, though, to use his speed and get to the spot. But, man, again, defense both sides have been playing so well today. Feels like the first misstep is going to loom large.
Still 2 on, but 2 outs. In the top of the 7th, the lefty Anthony Shepler comes up, who, much like Coupland, nearly hit a home run to the pull side. But instead, Shepler 0 for 2, a line out and a ground out. First pitch, a slider in the dirt. Wheeler trying to get out of trouble. Keep this game scoreless where it is. Shepler struggled against Walnut Creek. He struggled this season generally. But no time like the present, as Gabe Rojas, the assistant pitching coach for Walnut Creek, is going to chat with Wheeler and the infield.
We got Bryson Ayala at the bottom of the order, a righty due up next. With the righty Thornberry warming and the top of the order looming, might be saying, you know, Wheeler, lefty here, could be the last guy he faces, just strategy-wise, but also just keeping the infield calm, telling him, you know, gotten out at any square base. Ground ball to third. If you're Aiden Robles, just step on the bag, take it to the dugout. But, man, I mean, Charlie, this game has gone on so quickly. We're in big moments of this one. It's the 7th inning, and runner in scoring position in a nothing game, excuse me, but kind of feels like the game where Walnut Creek hosted slow.
Yeah.
It was a 1-0 loss, and run didn't even come in on a base hit, but very similar pace so far, and the only way that the Blues scored was a wild pitch, so really just trying to settle Wheeler down, keep him in the zone.
This game started at 4 o'clock Pacific time. It's 5:50. Wow. An hour and 50 minutes. We're almost through 6.5. Win or go home here in the CCL playoffs. The 1-seed Crawdads, the 3-seed Stompers. 1-0 to Shepler. Slider at his knees, strike one.
Meeting worked.
Apparently so. Pardon me, that was the sinker. A little more zip there from Paul Wheeler. Pitches look very similar out of the hand. That's what makes it so tough for a hitter. 1-1. This time it's the slider, and it misses low and out. Shepler, San Jose State guy. Started his collegiate career at Ohio State, but just played in 4 games as a freshman, transferred. 2 balls and 1 strike to him with 2 on and 2 out. Wheeler kicks and fires. Sinker, lift in the air, deep left field, over Plastic's head, down at the warning track. First run of the game belongs to Sonoma. Now the second run, Yuri Perro coming in. The throw from Parker Jr. to home. In time. Connor Johnston safe, but Yuri Perro out by a foot. And the damage limited to just 1 on the RBI double from Anthony Shepler. We're going to keep it here as manager Zach Pace is out to have a chat with Ron Adams, the home plate umpire, clearly not happy about the call.
Probably going to argue that Winchell was blocking the plate, but there's no way to overturn that here. It's no replay. It's going to be 1-0 going to the bottom of the second. They're not going to change anything. Is Sonoma now taking the field?
So that'll do it. Top of the 7th, the Crawdads now trail by 1. They've got some work to do when we come back. Bottom of the 7th after the 7th inning stretch. Riley Dickey out for his 3rd inning of relief. He and Matthew Schallberger combined shutout so far of the Walnut Creek Crawdad offense. Kevin Parker Jr., Riley Winchell, and Barrett Robinson. Chance to change Walnut Creek's fate, but first run of the game just occurred. RBI double from Anthony Shepler, a 3-hit inning in the top of the 7th against Crawdad left-hander Paul Wheeler. But Misael Uripero was rounding in from 3rd, thrown out at the plate by Elijah Ramos, the second baseman.
And that almost gives the Crawdads, even though they gave up the run, it almost gives them the momentum coming into this bottom of the 7th.
Parker Jr. 0 for 2. Strikeout and a pop out. First pitch from Dickey, inner 3rd fastball for a strike.
So bottom 5 hitters in this order yet to pick up a hit. They're 0 for 10 so far. Well, the top it has all the 4 hits, so need to see something here. Need to set it up for the top of the order to drive them in.
0-1. Breaking ball floats into the zone. Parker Jr. now down. 2 strikes, no balls. Parker Jr., Winchell, and Ronson due up. Stompers 1 run on 7 hits today. Crawdads 4 hits. They've stranded 4 base runners. Oh, 2 from Dickey. Fastball yanked outside. 1-2. Jackson Rowland, the right-hander for Sonoma, warming up in the pen. Gotta wonder what manager Zach Pace is going to do in terms of managing his relievers. One-two to KPJ. Breaking ball hit on the ground to short. Ayala collects the throw across the diamond. Not in time. Parker Jr. legs out the infield single.
There you go. First hit of the game for the bottom 5 through 9 hitters in this order, and that's a big one. Parker, who leads this team in stolen bases, you think you want to get something going here. Winchell, who can handle the bat, try to get Parker out in scoring position, but you know Sonoma knows, so they might have something up here on the maybe first 2 pitches. So if you're Parker, either you want to just test them, go right away, or maybe wait a couple pitches. But I expect to see him on the move, try and get in scoring position.
Parker Jr. leads the Crawdads in stolen bases, 20 this season, which ties Ryan Ellis and Joey Donnelly for the single-season record. Winchell 0 for 2 today. Dickey out of the stretch, first pitch. Fastball flared the other way, down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Parker Jr. rounding second. The wave, he's got the wave from third. He's heading in to score. The throw sails. And now Winchell over to third. The throw also gets by him. Winchell's heading in to score. The throw not in time. The Crawdads lead 2-1.
You gotta be kidding me.
Inside the park homer for Riley Winchell, his 5th of the season.
I don't know if that'll go without an error, but I said the last few innings, first error made in this game will come and loom large. Errant throw to third as Winchell was going around. That one gets by, allowing the go-ahead run to come in all the way from home. Oh my goodness. Wow.
The Crawdads finally in front, 2-1. No one out. Here's Barrett Ronson as the Crawdads try to tack on some more. Dickey misses breaking ball outside.
So it officially goes down as a double, the RBI, and then a 2-base error by the catcher Carlson. So there you go. First error of the game, Charlie. Massive implications.
1-0 to Ronson. Hit down the right field line. Foul this time. But Harry, there's so much history between these two teams in the CCL North Championship. The Crawdads won 5-2 over the Stompers in 2024. Then Sonoma walked it off last year at Arnold Field. 3-2 victory in the bottom of the 10th. Nick Sebastiani did the honors. The Crawdads season ended there. 1-1 to Ronson, lifted in the air. Foul ground towards first. Shepler calls for it, makes the grab. First out in the bottom of the 7th. And now the Crawdads ahead by 1. Trying to make their way to the CCL State Championship for the 2nd time under manager Brent Cummings.
Unbelievable. I mean, geez Louise. Talk about a flair for the dramatic. I mean, a throw down to third. I'm going back again to that play by Winchell. He would have been out if it were on the money, but into left field. Allowed him to score, and now ridiculous game. Crawdads all of a sudden 6 outs away, Charlie, from that berth.
Shane Aldridge to the dish from the left side. 0 for 2 today. Dickey misses a breaking ball outside. Gage McCown, the catcher right-handed pitcher, warming up for Sonoma right now. Elijah Ramos due up. And he is guaranteed to get in that bat, regardless of the outcome to Aldridge. 1-0. Inside fastball. So Riley Dickey was cruising a pair of 1-2-3 innings in the bottom of the 5th and the bottom of the 6th. Then in the 7th, a leadoff single from Kevin Parker Jr., then a double from Riley Winchell, plus the E2 allowed 2 runs to score.
Wow.
1 out, no one on, bottom 7. 2-0. Breaking ball ripped center field. Taylor tracking back at the warning track, just makes the squeeze. Aldridge gave it a ride at 96 miles an hour off of his bat.
She is so fun to watch out in center field. Taylor feels like he owns those gaps. If you hit it towards, you know, his side of the left center field gap or the right center field gap, he's going to get over there maybe 9 times out of 10, and no doubt there. Just a perfect read off the bat from the lefty. He knows it's going to keep tailing away with the natural spin and sprints to the spot, doesn't give up on it.
Such a fantastic fielder is Chase Taylor. Robs the Crawdads of extra base hits. He's done that consistently this season. Now here's Ramos 0 for 1. First pitch lifted in the air to left field. Johnston came into the game to pinch run for Jones. Out there and left, completes the out. 20 feet in front of the warning track. The Crawdads get 2. They lead by 1. To the 8th we go. Crawdads go to the bullpen. Top of the 8th, they lead all of a sudden by 1 now, thanks to a 2-hit, 1-error inning in the bottom of the 7th. That plated 2. Paul Wheeler just goes 1 inning, allows the only run for Sonoma today on 3 hits. But Jeremy Jones had himself quite the start for Walnut Creek. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Wheeler, no walks and a strikeout. Now the Crawdads go to Weston Thornberry, the hard-throwing right-hander from Fresno State, who last time out on Sunday threw 6 fastballs at 94 miles an hour.
He was gassing it up for the final game of the regular season, letting the tank empty through the 3rd fastest pitch in the CCL last week. It was 84.2 if you look into the nitty-gritty of it. So we'll see if he's at the same level today. You'd hope that maybe didn't burn it out a bit too much, but I mean, still, as a guy who's going to get into the lower 90s and get up, he was joking about how after that outing he was saying, I want to get on one of those posts from the CCL, and well, he did. So mission accomplished. Now you can pitch free and easy if you're Weston Thornberry.
Absolutely, and he's been magnificent this season, Harry. 1.99 ERA in 11 appearances, tied for the CCL lead with 4 wins as a pitcher.
Wow.
22 and 2/3 pitched, 16 strikeouts to 8 walks. Thornberry, overpowering fastball, also pairs it with some good breaking stuff. He's thrown a lot of different pitches this season, including a cutter, curveball, a slider, also a sinker, and a changeup. So big arsenal. We'll see what he goes to today. Facing Ayala, Chase Taylor, and Wesley Bass, 9-1 and 2 for the Stompers. Ayala's 1 for 2, singled in the 3rd. What was out on a 3-6-1 double play that Bass hit into back in that top of the 3rd inning. Came up with an RBI single in the top of the 10th yesterday. Played hero for Sonoma as they defeated San Luis Obispo out on the Central Coast. First pitch from Thornberry. Called a strike, dots that low outside corner at 90 miles an hour. Two-1 lead for Walnut Creek, top of the 8th. Thornberry kicks and fires, fastball high and in.
Charlie, how about 3 of the last 4 innings for Sonoma ending via an out on the base paths? That's pretty spectacular. And then, I mean, 2 of those outs coming at 3rd and home.
1-1. Fastball misses low.
And that's really hard to bounce back from. I mean, if you watch the World Series this year, Blue Jays and Dodgers, the Blue Jays just made a hilarious amount of base running mistakes that really you could zoom in.
2-1, ripped up the middle. Base knock for Bryson Ayala. He's been red hot.
Nice rip back up the middle there, and that's hit hard. And just to my point here, if you zoom in and look at those mistakes, I mean, those are big moments, blunders even, that could cost you a series. And game by game, it could cost you a game. Here, Sonoma's done a good job of getting runners on early, but Crawdad defense has been so nails at just making the plays on the field and just really eliminating any hope of runs scored for Sonoma. So that is a big part of this game so far.
Taylor up, squares bunt, pulls it back, strike called anyway. We've seen only fastball so far from Weston Thornberry, that time at 89. No one out, one on, top of the 8th. That's Ayala following his leadoff single over at first. Middle infield playing deep, the corners charging in, including Robles. Taylor squares bunt, again pulls it back, and it's a ball.
And if you're in a situation where you've effectively given up runs, 2 outs made at the plate, again, as I mentioned, 1 at third, 1 at second trying to steal, like, get to a point where if you're Zach Pace, you have to play for 1 run like they're doing here.
1-1, breaking ball low. Another bunt pulled back. 2 balls and 1 strike. Gage McCown still warming up for the Stompers in their pen. Chase Taylor ahead 2-1. He's had a 1-for-3 day, singled last time up in the 6th. Before that, a fielder's choice in the 3rd and a strikeout looking on a full count in the 1st. Ayala's got speed over at first in that 6'5" frame. Certainly can leg it out. Taylor's gonna square a bunt early. 2-1 pitch. Lays it down in front of home plate. Robles has it. He'll throw to first. They get the first out, but Ayala moves to second on the manufactured bunt.
So there you go. You do the job of getting the runner into scoring position. Again, it has not been the problem for Sonoma. The problem has just been getting them to third or home without getting gunned down. And it's been, again, excellent play to be credited for the Crawdads. But now you're playing for the 1 run. Again, if you're Zach Pace, you have 5 outs to work with. If you bunt again, you get the runner to third. But it doesn't really help much with 2 outs because there are a lot of ways to score a runner from third on a ball in play with 1 out or no outs. But with 2 outs, you really need a base hit or a wild pitch to go your way. But now a part of the lineup that's been producing a bit today, but also struggling, in charge of grabbing a base hit, getting that run home, the tying run from second.
RBI chance, 1 out, top of the 8th. Wesley Bass, the right fielder from the right side. First pitch swings through a breaking ball.
That is one of the best we've seen from Weston Thornberry this season.
Pure filth.
Wow.
Bass, 1-for-3. Had the first hit of the game, a double in the 1st, and grounded out to a double play in the 3rd, and then a fielder's choice he reached in the 6th. Thornberry 0-1. Another breaking ball, just tapped foul. Back-to-back curveballs from Weston Thornberry, and they move. Negative 13.9 inches of horizontal break and negative 11.6 inches of induced vertical break that time. So not only moving east-west, but also north-south. Thornberry from that funky 3/4 arm delivery slot. His 0-2. Off speed, inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bass.
Same pitch, tripled up on it, but instead of going outside, went inside that time, couldn't find it. He's, totally set up. Bass very much vulnerable for a fastball up and in here.
Ayala at second with a lot of speed. 1-2. There's a fastball off the hands. He went high and tight at 93, but could not get the whiff.
And got to the high middle, so again, if that's inside, it gets on you even a little quicker, so that's probably a swing through for Bass. So baseball, a game of inches, just maybe an inch or 2 off of where Thornberry wanted it on the inside, and Bass, instead of going down, stays alive.
1-2. Thornberry delivers. Another fastball, dots the outer third, called strike 3 at 93 miles an hour. First strikeout for Weston Thornberry today. And the 5th for Crawdad pitching.
It's one of the best pitches Weston Thornberry's thrown all year. Just reach back, 93, painted on the corner. See you later, buddy.
So now with 2 outs and Ayala still at second. Hunter Carlson, the big bopper in the 3 spot from the left side. Good contingent of fans here at Monte Vista. More Crawdad fans than Stomper fans, but the Stompers have been loud. First pitch to Carlson, a changeup away. Carlson 0 for 3. Fly out and 2 ground outs.
In a day where the team has traveled so much, probably not gotten a lot of sleep, kind of gives you some energy when you hear your fans rooting for you, showing out in numbers on a road game.
1-0. Carlson takes a fastball on the outer corner. And the Stompers traveled down the same day yesterday to play San Luis Obispo. It's about a 5-hour bus ride from Sonoma. Traveled down, played at 6 p.m. Game didn't finish till 9:30. Then they got back on the bus and went all the way back up to Sonoma. 1-1 to Carlson. Breaking ball floats outside.
Been a fun activity. Let's see the drive right now from Arnold Field to Sinsheimer Park. 4 hours, 25 minutes is the fastest route. 275 miles.
It's quite a while.
Long way to go.
2-1 Carlson. One hop to second. Diving effort Ramos. He has it. The throw to first in time. Harry, that's got to be sweet play of the game.
No doubt. That was stunning. I mean, that's a ridiculous play, even if he doesn't have to dive for it. That ball took a late high hop. In mid-dive, Ramos able to adjust to it with the glove, pull it up, snatch it down. What a play. Potentially play of the year.
We go to the bottom of the 8th. Crawdads still leading by 1. Bottom of the 8th, the Stompers go to their 3rd pitcher today after Matthew Schallberger goes 4 innings. Riley Dickey went 3 innings, just 2 runs, 1 earned. And now Gage McCown, the right-hander from Cal State Northridge, making his 10th appearance of the season, 8 2/3 innings pitched. 5.19 ERA for McCown, a two-way guy who batted in 30 games for Sonoma.
To do it all for him. The Swiss Army knife, and he does it all very well.
Yeah, he's
throws
a good
hard.
catcher, hits pretty well. Now he's tasked with keeping the Crawdads quiet. We're starting to get them quiet again after Walnut Creek plated 2 on 2 hits and an error in the bottom of the 7th to take a lead. There's a single from Kevin Parker Jr., an infield hit, and then Riley Winchell went down the line the other way into right and ultimately turned it from a double into a 2-run scored Little League home run thanks to an E2. Anyways, Pulaski, Robles, Ellis due up. Pulaski 1 for 3 with a double.
Prime time for insurance.
Very
Top
much
of the
so.
order, man. I mean, they can even add just 1 run. The way this one's gone, that feels like a very tall task for this Sonoma lineup to overcome.
Especially because Sonoma's only got 3 more outs to play with. First pitch to Pulaski. Ripped through the right side of the infield, base knock. He's 2 for 4 today.
It's just what Daniel Pulaski will do to you. I mean, it's what he'll do for you, I should say, all season long. Just going to get his pitch and hit it hard somewhere, low on a line, maybe on the ground, but always going to find a hole. And that one off the bat, 98 miles an hour. Welcome to the game, Gage McCown. Not going to get away with fastball down the middle.
Indeed not. Pulaski's hardest hit ball of the season, 101.1. Not too far behind at 98. Hardest hit ball for Pulaski today. Anyways, here's Robles, 1 for 3 with a single. First pitch, a breaking ball low. Pulaski had a big lead, thought about stealing. Two-1 lead for Walnut Creek against the Stompers, a team they beat 7 times this season. 1-0, Robles squares bunt. It misses, and now pops out of Carlson's glove, but Pulaski will hold at first.
Yeah, was cocking back like he was going to throw a back pick attempt to first. So Pulasic saw that initially, just put his head down, raced back.
Jackson Rowland back up and throwing in the Sonoma bullpen. It's a 2-0 count. This time, bunt laid down, first base side. McCown collects, throws to first in time. But Pulasic moves over to second. Robles does the job.
And that goes just with what I was saying, you know, just one run, you feel like you're pretty pleased with that, and the Crawdads just going to play for the one run here. So just trying to get the runner into scoring position for the guys who have been so good at driving in runs, getting base hits this season, and, well, maybe even in their careers if they're Ryan Ellis here, the all-time leader in that stat. So got a lot of protection behind you if you're Robles. Nice bunt. Now handed off to Ellis and Coupland, two of just the best Crawdad hitters.
Ellis, though, 0 for 3 today. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fielder's choice. There's a breaking ball called a strike around the knee level. Pulasic's got plenty of speed over at second. That's also notable, Harry. 13 stolen bases.
Yep.
And with one more, ball in the air, scores.
Yeah.
McCown checks at second. 0-1. Ellis takes a hack and fouls it away. Bottom of the 8th. 2-1 lead for Walnut Creek. One out. And an 0-2 count to Ryan Ellis, the Sacramento State Hornet. Coupland's on deck. He's been red hot. Oh, 2 from McCown. Lifted in the air, foul over the third base dugout. Bottom of the 8th in the 2026 CCL North Championship. Winner moves on to the state championship and will face the South champion in a 3-game set that the North will host. So whoever wins this game hosts potentially 3 more this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to conclude the 2026 campaign. 0-2 again to Ellis. Ball in the dirt, gets away from Carlson. Pulasic on the move. He's into third, no throw.
Just how valuable the speed is. You see any ball in the dirt, if you're Pulasic, you get a good read. You give yourself a good chance to get up to third and 90 feet away from scoring, and it's going to draw the infield in. That ball didn't get too far away from Carlson, but there you go. You got the speed of Pulasic. Makes it easy.
Third run of the day, Walnut Creek, 90 feet away. McCown rocks back and fires 1-2. Ball spiked in the dirt again. 2-2 to Ellis.
Overthrew that one a bit, 92. Been around 90, 89. You don't want to try and make your catcher catch a spiked fastball. I mean, that's tough with a runner on third. A lot of pressure on Carlson. A lot of pressure on this infield.
2-2 to Ellis. Ripped on a line, up the middle for a single. 87th RBI of Ryan Ellis's career. Daniel Pulasic scores. The Crawdads on top, 3-1, bottom of the 8th in the CCL North Championship.
And just a beautiful 2-strike swing, beautiful infield in swing, shorten up, just ride it through that infield, and did just that with them playing up close on the grass. You have it wide open up the middle.
97 miles an hour off of Ellis' bat. 92 coming in from McCown. One out, runner at first for Joe Coupland, who's 2 for 3, a single and a double.
Now you're in a point where he's got so much power, one swing could really kind of put this one away.
First pitch from McCown, hanging breaking ball just slightly to the outer third for a strike. Coupland holds the bat. Coupland has 5 career Crawdad home runs, 2 of them coming this season. Has 5 doubles already in 11 games played. 0-1, Ellis on the move, ball in the dirt. The throw from Carlson, offline, not in time. Gets into the outfield, but Ellis will stay put. So 1-1 count to Coupland. Ellis gets his 2nd stolen base of the day.
McCown just lost track of him. He wasn't looking at all. Ellis was all but halfway to second before McCown even went into his windup. Then Ellis started actually to take off, and so no chance for Carlson. If you're McCown, you know that perspective. He's a catcher too, and you know that you want to help out your catcher as a pitcher and vice versa. So now going to be aware of Ellis, and that attention on Ellis It's less attention on Coupland.
RBI chance now for Coupland. 1-1. Wave and a miss. Goes after a curveball that skips below the zone. Coupland's been pretty disciplined today, Harry. Hasn't chased much out of the zone. Was just a foot to the left of a home run down the left field line in his last at-bat. Rocket. Quickly becoming one of the most powerful crawdads we've seen in the creek. 1-2. Fastball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gage McCown struggling to control his pitches right now. The Crawdads are capitalizing. Now 3 runs on 8 hits.
One of Coupland's buddies out and right just yelled, "Good leave, Joe." Fastball in the dirt. No easier take.
Indeed not. McCown sets his sights on Ellis. Now peers back home, 2-2. Breaking ball ripped on the ground, foul towards third. Nice pick there from Mason Cortez, the right-hander, just guarding Jackson Rowland on the bump.
There's 3 different stompers trying to protect Rowland, and when you got a guy who's got so much pop to the pull side, can rip at 100+ miles an hour, you need any line of defense out there in that left field bullpen.
Still 2-2 to Coupland. Kevin Parker Jr. on deck for the Crawdads. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. 2-2, tap foul. Coupland putting up a fight. He's done that in each of his last 2 at-bats.
Nice cutter from McCown. It's like 5-6 miles an hour off the 4-seamer running away from Coupland. It doesn't sound like much, but it really is a difference. And when you locate it on the outside corner, you'll be way out in front of it, just like Coupland was. Hadn't shown it yet.
Still 2-2. Curveball ripped on a line into left field, drops in front of Johnston. 3 for 4 day for Joe Coupland. A pair of singles and a double. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Kevin Parker Jr.
Oh boy, and I thought that was going to hang up to be caught. Ellis had kind of hung himself up between second and third, but he had a better read of the topspin off the bat, got down. So now, still a run-scoring spot. McCown in some hot water. See how long Zach Pace lets him out there. Righty warming up's been out throwing a few pitches for a while now, so he's got to be ready, just about.
Perhaps so, but nothing from Zach Pace yet. Parker Jr., 1 for 3. Singled last time up, then scored on that Riley Winchell double. Waving that striped bat, tan and dark brown. First pitch from McCown, a fastball dots the low outside corner.
Looks like, what's that kind of cat that has that
ocelot
marking? Yeah, maybe. Or like the cat's tail.
0-1, high and tight fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Parker Jr., Crawdad shortstop. He's been swinging the bat so well all season long, Harry. Parker Jr. has been fantastic offensively and defensively. Only Crawdad with at least 5 doubles, 1 triple, and multiple homers in conference play. 1-1, bounces in the dirt, gets behind Carlson, and Ellis will hold at third. Coupland does advance and eliminates the potential for a double play on a ground ball.
And I think Ellis, if he commits, probably gets in to score, but a decent decision not to try and go. It got a little further than maybe initially thought from Carlson, but good job to get in front of that ball. Still, though, you get the advantage of the runner getting to second, and now Zach Pace. Maybe a mid-AB pitching change going to go out, and looking down to the bullpen now over the foul line.
No signal yet,
Maybe
but
not.
Zach Pace in his 8th season with the Stompers, having a chat with Gage McCown.
Just trying to settle him down then. Yeah, no motion to the bullpen, so.
Only the first mound visit in this inning for McCown, so doesn't have to pull him here if he doesn't want to, and seems like he's not going to, but home plate umpire Ron Adams going to break this meeting up.
A lot of pitches in the dirt for McCown. It's been fastball and breaking ball. So just got to get a control over his stuff a bit. That one was the breaking ball, but way out in front of the plate.
Kevin Parker Jr. talking to manager and third base coach Brant Cummings on how to attack this at bat. He's up 2-1. Pace leaves McCown in the game, but Ellis is at third, Coupland at second. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Crawdads lead by 2 in the CCL North Championship 2026 edition.
If you're Parker here, you're coming into this pitch, I think, with good confidence. You're already up 2-1, hitters count. Zach Pace has given McCown a bit more confidence, toned him down just a bit, so maybe try and just get one over here, but if you just try to get me over fastball, you could see KP turn on one.
Especially on the inner third. He loves it there.
Yeah.
2-1, infield in. Get me over fastball, fisted off the hands, and well foul.
That's exactly what happened. Just went right at him, got back in the zone, but Parker a little behind it.
It's now 2-2. Winchell's on deck for the Crawdads. Ronson in the hole. The pitch from McCown. Fastball low and outside. Full count to Parker Jr. 18 walks for KPJ this season in the upper echelons of any Crawdad hitter. Also 20 RBIs, 2 shy of the lead, which Elijah Ramos occupies. Chance to tie it with 1 swing. 3-2. Fastball lifted in the air. Left center gap. Johnston coming in, charging forward, makes the catch. Ellis will tag from third, and he's in the score. No throw from Vassell, the relay man. 4-1, the Crawdads on top with 2 outs now, bottom of the 8th.
It's still a huge result, huge at bat. Almost got down out there towards the gap. A little off the end of the bat though. Once that's the case, any positive that can come from it is an extreme one, and that in this case it's a 1 run on a sac fly. So you will take a 3-run lead. That is feeling very comfortable for the Crawdads right now. So Riley Winchell just got to try and keep it rolling, and if not, hey, you've added insurance to a 3-run lead now. Was a 1-run lead.
2 runs of insurance in this inning, but it's still not over. Coupland at second. Now Winchell, 1 for 3 today, takes a heater in. Winchell plated the first run of the day for Walnut Creek, an RBI double in the 7th. Then he came around to score thanks to the E2 after the throw home to get Kevin Parker Jr. was not in time. 1-0 from McCown. Fastball lifted high in the air, in the ballpark, left field. Ayala chasing it down from center, and now Johnson calls for it. It lands in fair territory. Bounced in front of him, and in comes Coupland to score. RBI single for Riley Winchell. Crawdads on top, 5-1, bottom of the 8th.
Well, he has benefited from some absolute nonsense out there today. The Little League homer last time, and this one is the pop-up that the wind was blowing back into fair territory from the foul side of third base. No one called it, ended up dropping. Right as I saw that one go up, I mean, I was just thinking, this is going to give him some trouble. It was really blowing out there, so in fact it did, and that's going to do it for Gage McCown. Really not his fault in that last one, but it is a big-time run either way.
Zach Pace out for the 2nd time this inning. They'll make a pitching change while the new pitcher gets warmed up. We'll take a break on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, Walnut Creek leads 5-1 in the CCL North Championship over the Sonoma Stompers. Jackson Rowland out of the Stomper pen. Gage McCown has worked into a lot of trouble. Just 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits allowed, and 3 runs have come across in the inning, all to his tally. He also leaves 1 on the paths. Riley Winchell at first following his RBI single. Roland making his 8th appearance this season, his 2nd season as a Stomper. 2.31 ERA in that time, 11 2/3 innings pitched. Gets the task to quiet the Crawdad offense down, which has all of a sudden found its new legs in the back half of this game. Walnut Creek was down 1-0 after the top of the 7th. 3 hits led to 1 run for the Stompers in that inning. Then 2 hits and an error allowed the Crawdads to play 2 in the 7th. Now in the 8th, 3 runs on 4 hits so far. Only 2 outs. Barrett Ronson trying to add to the tally. He's 0 for 3. A pop out, a fly out, and a strikeout looking. Winner of this game punches their ticket to the CCL State Championship here in 2026. Stompers were the North representative last year, the Crawdads in 2024. First pitch high and in. Winchell takes off his first stolen base of the season.
That looked good, too. He was... he had a great jump and was just going 100% the whole way. Sometimes, first pitch of a guy's outing, the best time to swipe one.
It's also high and in, so 1 ball and no strikes to Ronson. Roland resets, peers at second. Pitch home, Winchell a big jump, ground ball over to third. Vassell on 1 hop, the throw across the diamond. Inside, Scheffler has to stretch way out, but ultimately he makes the grab. 5-1, the Crawdads on top. Stompers down to their final 3 outs in the top of the 9th. Top of the 9th in the 2026 CCL North Championship game. The Crawdads a 5-1 lead over the Sonoma Stompers. Sonoma is down to their final 3 outs. Tino Vassell, Connor Johnston, and Misael Uripero. The 3 guaranteed batters in this inning. Weston Thornberry out for his 2nd inning of work. Allowed 1 hit and stranded 1 base runner with a strikeout and 2 groundouts in the top of the 8th. Flamethrower got up to 93 miles an hour with his fastball. Crawdads 3 outs away from punching their ticket to the 2026 CCL State Championship. Last time they appeared in that game was back in 2024, where they got swept by the Conejo Oaks. First pitch to Vassell. Heater misses away. Vassell 0 for 2, strikeout, a walk, and a ground out. CCL leader in RBIs. He's had a quiet day, looking for something here. Thornberry 1-0. Fastball low and in. Crawdads have made this North Championship game 4 straight seasons. All 4 years that it has been in effect since 2023. They lost to the Healdsburg Prune Packers, beat these Stompers in 2024. 2-0 is inside. And they lost to Sonoma last season at Arnold Field. 3-0 count to Vassell. Looking for a win here in 2026. Thornberry delivers. Get me over fastball on the outer third. Stay tuned, folks. After the final out of this game, we'll have our Up the Creek pregame show. Lots coming. Harry and I are going to break down this game, plus more. 3-1. Fastball misses. Vassell works his second walk of the day. First that Thornberry has allowed. Now a no-out base runner, top of the ninth.
Bullpen's all quiet for the Crawdads, too. This is Thornberry's game to finish off, so... Wow. Sorry, I was distracted. The PA system had a bit of a glitch. That was
it always
interesting, but,
Yep.
you know, it's Thornberry's game to finish as of now, it looks like, and leadoff walk, not how you wanted to start it off, but this Crawdads infield has been so good at turning to getting fielder's choices with runners on.
First pitch to Connor Johnston. Off speed in the dirt. Johnston pinch ran for Mike Jones back in the 7th after Jones hit a single. Replaced him defensively in left field. First at bat of the day for the Wilsonville, Oregon native. 1-0. Inner third fastball misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Thornberry having some problems locating, and now Alex Gomez warming up for Walnut Creek.
Yeah, if he goes one more, goes down 3-0, or lets up a walk, you're going to have to maybe see Gabe Rojas go chat with him.
2-0 to Johnston. Outer third, fastball for a strike. Johnston, .216 hitter in 33 games for the Stompers this year. 12 RBIs, .340 on base percentage. In the driver's seat with Vassell at first, 2-1. Ground ball to second. Ramos collects, fires to Parker Jr. for 1. On to first, double play, 4-6-3, and the Stompers down to their final out.
And wouldn't you know, talking about the double plays today, they've only turned 1, but plenty of fielder's choices eliminating runners at second. Crawdad pitching has been so unbelievable today at rolling those ground balls with a runner on first. Now 1 out away from a CCL North Championship. After that one, the 32nd double play of the season for Crawdad's defense.
Misael Uripero, potentially the last batter for Sonoma. First pitch, fastball down the middle at 93 from Thornberry. Uripero's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Crawdads have not been able to get him out today. Second baseman has been stalwart. 0-1. High. 1-1 to the Youngstown State rising sophomore Uripero. The 1-1. Ground ball over to first. Ronson collects. Sails to throw to Thornberry. His charge to the bag. In time! Kings of the North! The Crawdads punch their ticket to the 2026 CCL Championship Game.
What a defensive display all day long. On a day where your staff will only strike out 4 batters for Sonoma, it felt like every time Sonoma got a runner on first, that same staff would do such an excellent job to roll a ground ball and take the wind out of the sails. Sonoma, a lot of outs on the base paths today. Whether it was Crawdad's defense or maybe aggressive sends, feels like about equal for both of those. But, man, what a complete game from this Walnut Creek Crawdad team that now, again, get to call themselves champions in the North.
That they do, and now they will host a 3-game series this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, against the winner of the CCL South. In any case, we'll be right back for our Up the Creek postgame show right after this. Welcome into the Up the Creek postgame show. Today's postgame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend. So check out who is playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek, and we're just going to get right into today's Player of the Game, brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Today's Player of the Game, Jeremy Jones, the starter today for Walnut Creek. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Jeremy, welcome to the show again for the second time in two games. Jeremy, how did this one feel out there on the hill?
It was great. High energy. Defense played electric today. So, and then we turned it on at the end to get the runs. So it was great.
Do you feel like you had the start you wanted to in terms of all the stuff and the command?
Yeah. Obviously can't complain about 6 zeros. Started to lose it a little bit at the end, probably with the command or where I wanted certain pitches to be. But like I said, I knew I had my defense to back me up. So put it in their hands and try to make good pitches, and it went well.
Yeah, on the point of the defense, Jeremy, a couple of double plays turned. Felt like every time there was a runner on first, it was either a fielder's choice to get the lead runner or a double play. But that doesn't come without the pitchers inducing ground balls. So what's the approach, and how does it feel knowing that you've got such a great defense behind you and pitching in ground ball situations when you got a runner on first?
Yeah, really in that situation, it was really attacking to 0-2 quickly, getting those two strikes, and then being able to throw some off-speed off of it, get their barrels out in front, and that's where you induce those rollover ground balls and things that turn into those double plays. So it's really just about getting ahead and then kind of throwing some thumbers that get them over. So.
In your opinion, Jeremy, which of your pitches were working the best today?
I really liked the curveball. Fastball was good. And then slider actually in the beginning was really good. And then we started to turn on because in the beginning they were kind of laying off that curveball, so we kind of had to switch to that slider, gyro slider thing. And it was working really good. Then we were able to throw that curveball in. Changeup could have been better, but I was really happy with my 2 off speeds and fastball.
And that's Riley Winchell, who's helping you guide through the calling of the game, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Love Winch. Love how he calls the game. Even with the shakes and stuff he does, it's perfect.
What's the vibe in the dugout right now, Jeremy?
It's great, yeah. Everybody's happy to be here. Wanted to be out here, so that's always fun. Yeah, high vibes. Let's go get them these next couple games.
Yeah, and how about real quick, one last one for me, just what's it like as a pitcher when you get those outfield assists at third and at home? I mean, erasing potential runners in scoring position. How does that build your confidence?
It's awesome. It kind of just compounds over time. Especially that play at third, it was great. Just especially when you got runners in scoring position, those are just bailouts, and you ask for those every single time. So it's great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for joining us here on the Crawdad postgame show. We'll take a break. When we come back, sweet play of the game after this. Today's play of the game is brought to you by Batter and Icing, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Batter and Icing is a locally owned custom bakery with 2 retail outlets in Danville and Pleasant Hill. Since 2018, they've been creating everything from birthday and wedding cakes to corporate event desserts, all made fresh with quality ingredients and plenty of creativity. Learn more or place an order using the Crawdad fundraiser part of the Order Online tab at www.batterandicing.com. Orders can be picked up at any Crawdads home game. Today's sweet play of the game. Harry, we said it in the moment. I think it's kind of obvious. Elijah Ramos in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. Ground ball from Hunter Carlson into the 4-3 hole on the right side of the infield. Diving effort, glove side, reaches out, picks it out of the ground, and then fires to Barrett Ronson with plenty of time to get the out and stop some Sonoma momentum.
And I'm going to dub a new term here. He got a CCL North infield hop in the midst of his dive there, where he was already kind of on plane with it to his glove side in terms of horizontally, but then that ball just jumped up, tried to get over his glove, but last split second reaches it up, snaps it down, and makes a throw from his knees. And that's at the point where we're still in a one-run ball game. It's very, very close, so needed to make that play to keep the run from scoring, and I mean, that could have been a tying run. It really shifts momentum if Sonoma gets a run there. Maybe the Crawdads don't even score 1, let alone 3 in the bottom of the 8th, and maybe we're still playing right now. So that is the play of the season, without a doubt, in my mind. There are a lot of contenders today, too. I mean, a couple of plays, the one that we were talking about with Jeremy Jones, Coupland gunning out a runner at third, as well as that, the beautiful relay to Nab. Who was it, Carlson at home? No, it was Uriapetto trying to score from first back in the 7th inning. And just amazing defensive day, but that one takes the cake, the batter and icing cupcake, perhaps.
Perhaps so. And now we'll welcome in Crawdad General Manager Austin Oda for the whatever time this is. Oda, what a win. This is now the second time in your tenure that the Crawdads have made the CCL State Championship game. What's the difference between now and 2024, in your opinion?
The funny thing is, it was almost the same game. If you go back and look at that game in 2024, I mean, it was a pitcher's duel. It was Patrick Atkinson for Sonoma, and it was Jackson Bird for the Crawdads. And Jay Birdo went 6 shutout innings, struck out 8, and that's kind of what Jeremy Jones looked like today, where they played their position well defensively. They obviously were throwing strikes and getting outs, and that was the big thing. And then a couple late rallies. I think the big difference is you look at the pitchers in this game, and you look at Weston Thornberry's reaction on the play of the season. Really, I'm going to say that's one of the best plays in Crawdad history by Elijah Ramos today. When you take into consideration the awful hop that was, I mean, that was a terrible hop, and he still, like, body parallel to the ground, reaches up and makes the play. You see Weston's reaction to that. You see the reaction of Jeremy Jones after turning a couple double plays, and the pitchers are really just in this thing right now. And usually when you're at this point in the season, you've got 1 or 2 pitchers, maybe a few more than that have kind of given up. But it hasn't been the case at this point in the season, and these pitchers still want to be here. They're still in it, and it's really fun to watch.
It's really great to see. We talked to Devin James. Was like, yeah, at this point, like, we're all in it to win it. And I mean, now you play for really just yourselves. You play and you get on to potentially 2, definitely 3, potentially more games here at Monte Vista High School. And you see the showing you had today, Austin. I mean, it's so awesome when you get to see the Crawdad faithful come out in numbers, support their guys. And, yeah, you can speak on that, I know.
Well, this was one of the best crowds we've ever had here.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, we talk about 24 a lot, but 23, that Joe Cooper, or that, excuse me, the Riley Winchell Little League home run looked a lot like another very famous, about to be very famous Crawdad catcher, Ryder Helfrich, who had one kind of just like that. I think it was a tie ball game, and bases were loaded, and Ryder hit one through the right side, scored 2. Third run came home on an overthrow over home plate. Then the throw went back to second, went over the head of the second baseman, throwing back to third, and Ryder ended up just trotting his way home, and that's kind of what the Winch play felt like today.
Well, we were talking about how the games between these two teams have so often been just utterly ridiculous in terms of the field play, so many errors to go around, mostly for the most part on Sonoma's side of things, but really just never cleanly played. But today was so unusual in that both defenses were locked down. They were absolutely nails. And I was saying all game long to Charlie that it felt like the first error of the game, whoever were to make the first error, it would come back to haunt them greatly. And that play did. That was what ended up being the winning run, was that errant throw to third from Hunter Carlson trying to get Winchell out. He was able to trot home and carry home the second run of the day, which, again, was enough to win it for the Crawdads. So just such a clean game from the Crawdads all sides. And Sonoma, really that one blip, kind of just knocked him out.
A 5-1 victory for Walnut Creek in the 2026 CCL North Championship. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in here on the Crawdads streaming network. Record viewership numbers today. Thank you to each and every one of you who've tuned in. For Austin Noda, for Harry Setrakian, and, of course, our broadcast producer, Jack Brooks, Charlie Limoncelli signing off. We'll be right back here, 4 o'clock, Monte Vista High School on Friday for the championship.